Hey, hello people. Hello, today's Friday, the 7th of August, 2026. Beautiful Friday. Wishing you all guys well that are coming in here. Thank you for listening across the globe. It is 4 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. I want to welcome all you guys. It's approximately 8 p.m. in Liberia. I want to say welcome. Those of you guys that are sitting at home. My name is Ansu Opadwalu. I will be your host here today. Let's talk Liberia. Let's not get tired by talking about our beloved homeland. It is a beautiful Friday. I don't know whether it's raining in Liberia. I did speak to a few people today in Liberia. They said they had some showers of rain. And I hope you guys are staying dry out there. You're welcome to the show, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's talk Liberia. Let's not get tired by talking about Liberia. Welcome to the show.
Master Square on the mix.
CRE.
I'm in love with the basic.
Grandma, just one place to lay my head. As I'm working and praying for better days. I'm on your did I keep pen and blame. Guess I over let me who not get nobody to call. Some people want go America, some people want Radical. Me, I just want food to eat. I hear say people telling people yeah for money business. Me, I just want place to sleep. When my stomach full, if I happy oh. If I get place to sleep, I swear I be happy oh. When my pocket full, I will feed my family oh. If my woman be happy oh. Everything will be okay. See, I just want a small something. Even up for my hands, say I swear we managing. Scrap all of me, looking for place to feed. We walking from studio to studio, Sunday we get even here for carry. The party now you say oh, just say you can see my face. Deeply we say Jimo, oh, when cry yeah I'm a J. Oh yeah, I won't go to school to help my brother and sister. Say my papa not leave me. Yeah, I say, boom for you, boom for you. When my stomach full, they buy happy oh. If I get play to sleep, I swear I be happy oh. When my pocket full, I will feed my family oh. If my woman be happy oh, everything will be okay.
Let's pause a little bit. That's my boy, Crown Boy, Lee Wayne. Welcome to the show. We have no copyrights to that song. It is a celebration of the clean Liberian song. Let's continue to come here, man. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. You're welcome to the show. It is Liberia. It's getting better. Let's continue to champion the cause of Liberia. I think this is all we can do. We must continue.
Mama tell me say I'm gonna fall in love, but still play high.
I'm in love with the beat freak.
Grandma Leon, freak you too. If you know the thing where my heart and see say you will see my pain, you will not want for me to fall in love again, say. So everything can love away. Love can lie, love can steal. If you know the thing love do to me, you will cry for me. The people that are tell me to her, they should leave me go sleep with December. In the water, she treat me like Beleo. But I'm not feeling like my lesson. Feeling like my lesson. When I like enjoyment, living life that nobody oh. We not thinking about there's no time to think. But then my ex say me back, not coming back. The lesson you gave me, I learned it, no coming back. Hey, your time my ex say me back, not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Say I feeling on myself, yeah, like ABC. This single life too sweet. Nothing I'm on give me, but the only thing I want is that money. Come my friends and we born. I am dele then. For your sin and I say that. For on the ruin, I don't know. The thing where I don't see, I just want my peace. But I don't finish my lesson. The way I finish my lesson. Rather like enjoy me at home. Life and nobody go. We not thinking about X. No time to think about X. My ex say me back, not coming back. The lesson you gave me, I learned it, no coming back. Hey, your time my ex say me back, not coming back. I'm 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 not coming back. Let she stop calling and testing me. Oh, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Your time my ex say me back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back.
Yes, tell the ex he's not coming back. I want to be show here. You're welcome to the show from across the country, wherever you may be. Say no to drugs. A rising star in Liberia, Crown Boy. I love to play Liberian songs that are getting better. Take out the cuss words. You know, we all may not like it, but it's a banger. And I think his album Prayer Request. It's a beautiful one. Check it out. Crown Boy, Lil Wayne. Big shout out to you, man. I hope you become a successful one out there in Liberia. I want to welcome all you guys from across the country. My brother Dwana was popping with you. Ruben Calbe, all you guys, man. Samuel G. Sadabasa, Famata and Gay. How are you doing, Famata? Princess Thomas. What kind of song is that? It means he ain't coming back. It went about December in but December in Baba beginning of Bible between that beginning. Pano Davis, welcome to the show, man. Victoria K. Foconia. Gabi Sayon Gelate, Mr. Gelate, what's going on? Way out there in Picnic says Grand Crew County. To our people, man, a lot of stuff is happening in Grand Crew County. And I want you guys to continue to elevate the issue of Grand Crew. We'll continue to welcome you here. Liberia is getting better. We're going to chill out a little bit today. Today's Friday, the 7th of August, 2026. We want to welcome all you guys from across the country. And I will continue to say, come in here. Let's talk Liberia. That highlight a few things in the country. Let's take it to Grand Crew for a second.
And so we are here. The ministry has decided to do or to establish a coconut seed garden. Just as in Nimba County, the ministry has a cocoa seed garden. So we've decided to establish a coconut seed garden. We've noticed that through the minister's own knowledge and experience of what he's seen through his county tour, that the Southeast highly, the crop he's seeing and we've seen here, that a lot of farmers, they grow as you just plant flowers around your tree, your house, is coconut. So to invest more in what the people believe in. So to establish a coconut seed garden, an improved seed garden, because what our farmers are.
Yes, the Ministry of Agriculture will be in Grand Crew County. They have established a coconut seed garden to expand operations in the Southeast. Grand Crew County is getting a lot of stuff for a very important reason, because that's a vital county in Liberia. Beautiful landscape, fertile land that we can utilize. And I think the Ministry of Agriculture have the experts to determine what is best for this. Big shout out to the Agriculture Ministry. My brother Nicholas Watson. What's going on with you, brother? What's popping? Gawi Fokpa, Mr. Fokpa. Welcome to the show from Yedon, PA. Benenta Doju, Ala looking time. Benenta, what's going on, mama? Tita Donzo, the ever-present Tita. Tita, you know my story. Master Doki, what's popping with you, man? How's everything? Thank you, my brother Jerry Dubley is here. Everybody, man. Gracie Falconia is also here. You know, today is Friday. I don't intend to take it too serious. I want to be a little bit chill. Let's listen here, small. Henry Costa got something to say.
People from the old government who are in the legislature, who were once in the executive branch, senior level positions, they have been looked into. You'll be saying not there. I saw one of them posting on Facebook the other day. The country is bleeding. That now you know Liberia bleeding. That now you know Liberia bleeding? Bleeding what? Bleeding the arrest of the cartel, the dismantling, the prosecution of drug peddlers, drug movers. That why bleeding? Then that's good bleeding. Let it keep bleeding. Sometimes you bleed bad blood. That's bad blood. The bad blood is not good for your body, so you got to bleed it out.
And Ren, I'm going to follow you with this. They are afraid because they know the president will not move his foot off the pedal, and maybe the investigation will land on their own very doorstep. So the noise in the country about the investigation getting too close to my people, you stop the investigation, they drug that the other person, because they're trying to make sure the attention does not go to them, because they know what they did on the previous administration. But the president has been very unequivocal about his proclamations in Liberia. They play where they draw air. They play where the investigation go. We will follow it. And if you are involved, we'll not chase out with you. But we'll continue to remind them, man. You know, once in a while, we have to highlight what's happening in the country. Like I said, today is a fun day. You know, let's see another one. I want to go visit President Bwaka today. It's important because our people in the Southeast, they're appreciating what's happened to them, what has happened to their country. And they know full well when somebody tells you that roll we eat, tell it, oh my head, that's your oh my experience.
Papa, you swap on your man, and we thank you. You grow, you swap on your man, you swap on your man. Good luck, good luck. So, we contract people, we can play. When we ready the group to come to our part to say thank you. Number one, the road from Maryland to Plebo. Friday, 12 o'clock, we get on the road. Saturday, before 6:30, or in Monrovia. We appreciate him for that road. It's a story. For the time we're born, road we used to be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. People market point. But just down the round, I think the women are getting profit because of the market state. So a proud out to say thank you. Then we load there again. Kapara River used to get our children the women because we wanted the bread. We are going after go to bad market. But just come around, you can come more 3 times in a month. Then the transport go down because the roller back. The quota start to tap it down. From tap it down to go their mission on the road partially. Quota will get the very soon before they get control.
If somebody tell you, say, our people in the Southeast are now feeling the impact of what is happening to their country. Listen to our mother. She says, say I was born. 3 weeks they can spend on the road. Now you can come warrior 3 times. She left yesterday. The following day, she was in Monrovia, 10 p.m. By the following day, they were in Monrovia. If they, like I said, they can come to Moria 3 times a month just to bring their goods. It can no longer spoil on the road. She talked about the transportation. She said, sometimes my heart used to be burning to come see my children in Moria, no way, because the transportation used to be 40,000. Now, it now go way down. NTA, Mr. President, bring more NTA. This is growth. This is trickle-down economics. This is a direct impact to the people. And our people, our minds, our parents, when I go to school, they understand this impact. Stop your stupid politics, because our people are getting the benefit of their country, and we're not going to stop. But you know, once in a while, we like to make sure our sister Nelly talk a little bit. Audrey Tyre, Mohammed Sharif, my brother Sharif, welcome. My brother Mohammed Rogers is here, Priscilla Clinton. Let our sister, hey, she just put it on my, let's talk small. Hello, Benny.
And so when anybody is talking about drug business, it should not be Mr. Weir. It should not be Brother Weir. Because Brother Weir did not only allow the drug trade to flourish in the country, Brother Weir helped in facilitating the laundering of drug proceeds himself. And that is why the CIA cited him to Langley and showed him the evidence of his involvement in that criminality. Commitment to uncovering the cartel. I'm not going to sit here and say people in government are involved. They are involved. How the hell you think president has the commitment, because this president is above board. He is beyond reproach. You cannot be involved in this stuff and be taking the kind of action that you are taking. You cannot be involved in this ugly business and be asking the United States government to come and help you investigate. You cannot be involved and be asking the Moroccan government to come and help you investigate. No! Only a government truly committed, only a president truly committed, innocent, would do such a thing. But we could not do it. And so when anybody is talking about drug business, it should not be Mr. Weir. It should not be Brother Weir. Because Brother Weir did not only allow the drug trade to flourish in the country, Brother Weir helped in facilitating the laundering of drug proceeds himself.
And anybody can verify this in our country. If you remember, former President Weir was summoned, literally summoned, or sitting president was summoned by the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, to Langley to answer questions because we know what was happening in the country. Be quiet about the drugs issue. President Walker will fight drugs in our country. You know, Sedition, sometimes we bring these tips up because we have to, because they believe they can lie. You know, anything the president does in the country, somebody will claim, oh, that President Weir project. Yesterday, when I played this tape over here about the new diagnostic center in Magibi County, oh, that President Weir went, he wanted to break ground for that place. He had it in his dreams. The president, former President Weir himself said, all my project, what I wanted to do in Liberia, I'm doing it in 3 years because I won't leave none of my project over. Weir himself have said he never left a single project over. And you're thinking a line, you're listening to yourself.
My Liberian people, you call all the sedition to come closer. You call the Weir share to come closer so we can talk. You see, before Weir can become president, the video you see up on the screen, that the wars he was telling the people, that the lies he was telling the people. And the whole funny part is that Weir told the people that 3 years time, in 3 years, he will complete all his project. All. He said in 3 years, he will make Liberia or America. That's what he said. He even go as far as saying he will not be on the run again. But you know what? You listen to him. Let him say, well, work that he come back. Because you know, this situation, whenever President Boga working, we are funded this project, we are do the, we are secure off money. And the word they always use, secure off money. But you listen to what he said. You listen to him.
Most of the contracts we having for roads, for other things, our discussion is 3 years. And they all know. Because I don't want them to do project for 5 years or 6 years. Because in 6 years, if I don't perform, I will be leaving. You will be saying, we are in Nani so go. So I'm making sure that all of the projects finish in 3 years. So when we finish in 3 years.
See, Dixon, where we say now? Any project about be complete, your own go say, all a project in finish in 3 years. So he left no projects on the ground. Look, Agnes Bestman, let me tell you like this. This is 100% true, and I believe this as well. When we got that plane and say he wanted to boost his morale, that's when your friend and gain that airplane, I will have no doubt. And I really want to believe this. Although we are president, we are former president, we can come out and say, no, this is who gave me the plane. I can guarantee you that airplane, that former president we got, when he say he wanted to boost his morale, that plane came from the drug cartel. Let me talk again. That very plane that President Weir got in the beginning of his presidency, that hell of a plane that he got, that private jet, where he said that's my friend and gave it to him to boost his morale. I guarantee you when you're deep behind that plane, and I hope the Justice Ministry digs behind that plane, I can guarantee you the cartel money were inside some kind of a way. But they posted doing investigation, and like the president said, wherever he leads, that's where he's going to go. Gina Baby Ma Elia, welcome to the show. Mobile Bay, Nimle Smith, welcome. J. William Yanti, Masia Snoddy is here. Stanley Gadia, welcome to the show, man. Lorena Gotor, hey Lorena, what's popping? Darcy Kemu, welcome to the show, man. Everything, welcome. All you guys from all over. Let me take your home small, man, because we can get too serious. Today it's Friday. Let's dance a little bit with the president and with our people. I know some of you will feel a little homesick after you watch this video, but what I'm playing it for? Let me tell you home small. Y'all watch our people, they enjoying that set.
Everybody hear me out it. Yeah. Everybody hear me out it.
Everybody hear me out.
Come and lift your voices.
Full of area today.
Hey, oh. Hey, Papirian, you're a big yeah, I can play. There's a nation on the coast of West Africa. Do you know her name?
Liberia, Liberia,
Do you know her name?
Liberia, Liberia.
Land of hope and liberty. A land where dreams can still be free. From the mountains to the sea, Liberia belongs to me. My father comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
My mother comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
My family comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
And I'm proud to call it home.
Liberia, Liberia. Many tribes and many tongues, yet together we are one. Hand in hand we stand today.
For Liberia we say,
Liberia,
yeah.
Liberia.
I punch walk me
Most high,
in your mind. I punch for my from Lofa to Maryland, from Nima to Grand Crew. One people, one nation, red, white, and blue. Languages may differ, and our stories may not be the same. We are joined by one tomorrow, and united by one name.
lift the flag and let it fly. Let our voices reach the sky.
Peace and unity will sing. Liberia, our home and King of Kings. Hey, Liberia, you're a big yeah, I can play. My father comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
My mother comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
My family comes from there.
Liberia, Liberia,
And I'm proud to call it home.
Liberia, Liberia. Many tribes and many tongues, yet together we are one. Hand in hand we stand today.
For Liberia we say,
Liberia,
yeah. I punch walk me
Most high,
in your mind. I punch for my from Lofa to Maryland, from Nima to Grand Crew. One people, one nation, red, white, and blue. Languages may differ, and our stories may not be the same. We are joined by one tomorrow, and united by one name.
lift the flag and let it fly. Let our voices reach the sky.
Peace and unity will sing. For Liberia, our home and King of
Yeah, it brings small tears to my eyes. The nostalgic feeling of home, Martha Doki, you're absolutely right. Liberia will cross that train track from a place of disgrace and shame to a place of prominence. We must take our proper place again. And President Bouaka is doing something he doesn't even understand that he's doing to us. This country must be restored wholeheartedly. We must take our proper place again as being the champion on the continent, a country that everybody look to for everything. Liberia must take a proper place again, and this will happen in our lifetime. I think it's a tremendous honor to be alive this moment, this time, to be alive, to see the transformation of Liberia. It's a great honor, a great privilege to be alive in this moment, to see Liberia growing. And for me, nothing gives me greater joy, knowing full well that our children will inherit a better Liberia than we did. This is a great privilege to be alive to see this unfolding. President Bouaka, please Remain on this path. Remain on this path. Continue to challenge your lieutenants to give more to this country. We must leave this wilderness of disgrace and despair. I don't want anybody to describe me, man, Liberia. Oh, yeah, that's the country where cannibalism was rampant. That's the country where you guys kill each other. That's this country of war and disgrace. We will change this chapter to this country that fears God, to this country whose people have been elevated to another station. I'm going to call on every person across our country. We Radio Bootor, thank you for relaying the show to all the radio stations that are continuing to extend our voices in the country. Kafoma Donso, you're absolutely right. You said, Dwalu, ain't no stopping us now, brother. Liberia will rise, inshallah. God is so merciful. May Allah himself bless this country because we must be restored. Nothing must stop Liberia's development. Mr. President, continue on this path and going in front, only our best and brightest minds will occupy the executive mansion because we need people that are going to produce to elevate Liberia. Let me recognize the radio stations before we start the show here tonight. Liberia will rise, Classic FM out of Kakata, Margibi County. All you guys in Clark City, we say welcome, Radio Margibi. Also, all of Kakata. I know most of these radio stations cover 2-3 counties, so you're welcome to the show. Voice of Lofa, way out there, the Wologisi boys, man. How you guys doing up in Lofa? You're welcome to the show. Peace FM, Alahabel, Radio Kwatike in Central Liberia, Bangabon County, Ablije Radio on the coast there in Grand Bassa County, Premier FM, all the way out there in Bangabon County, Radio Gompa out of the mighty Nima County. We say welcome. Radio Yalima out of Seklipia Nima County, Top FM out of Zwedru. We say welcome to the show. Thank you for relaying the show. We're Radio Yalima out of Secretary, Top FM out of Zwedru, Radio Sano in Greenville, Sano County, Smile FM out of Zwedru as well, Radio Bootor, the ever-present Radio Bootor, we are there in Sano County. We say welcome, Trust FM out of Bombing County, Punch FM in Morovia, Bourgeois Radio out of Morovia as well, DC 101, all the radio stations, man. We always love to extend an invitation to any radio station. I know the Republic Radio tried to reach out yesterday on the show. Call me after the show, whatever we need to know. If you're in a dead zone where we don't have proper coverage, or if there's a radio station that is relaying the show and our radio station is not consistent, let us know and we can put you into that slot. We cover some of your expenses to make sure you relay the show in our location. We are hoping because this message must go to the breadth and length of Liberia. All our children must hear this good news about Liberia. I want no bad news being preached about Liberia. That doesn't mean I'm not cognizant of bad news being in the country. But most countries that have developed, they promote the good continuously. And they address the bad internally because they want their country to grow. We're not going to wash our dirty clothing outside. We'll wash it inside. We'll dry our underwear in the bathroom because nobody will see our stains. We will only show them what is good for Liberia, and that's what we are going to do. Liberia must develop. Liberia must develop now. This is why we can no longer give this country to men and women who are not prepared to govern this country. That's the message I want you to understand. They must set a standard. Before I start the show, you say, oh, Opa, who's the best and brightest? How will you define the best and brightest men and women that must govern this country? Let me define what is the simple best and brightest that you must look for. A person who pursues excellence, who is diligent, prudent, who is hardworking, who is tenacious, who has a vision for this country, who has the capacity to actualize that vision in our country, who can transform our location, who does not make decisions based on tribe or who voted for whom, who is willing to consider the entirety, the totality of our society. That's our best and brightest. A man or woman who've burned the midnight candle in preparation for this awesome responsibility that is the presidency of our country. That is our best and brightest that must occupy this space. He must understand law. He must understand finance. He must understand global politics. He must understand the very pressing socio-economic issues that are bogging down this country. And he must formulate solutions to solving those very problems that will elevate Liberia into a proper place. That's our best and brightest mind. This is what you're going to look for. And that person must have the wherewithal. They must have the vision to look for Liberia's best and brightest minds and surround him or herself with those very people that will be able to implement his vision with proper monitoring. This is our best and brightest mind. A person that can go out there and represent the aspirations of our people fully and very well with good English. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, let's start the show by like we're getting better.
Yeah, Liberia developing. This is the Class Reloaded, the #1 online show that brings the truth. Showcasing JNB and JKK progress all across the country.
The class reloaded, we are online every day. Showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well,
JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The class reloaded, we're shining today. Hey, oh,
from Monrovia City to the other counties, development talk shake the country. We talk the truth, we don't lie. The rescue mission making people smile. Roads getting better, schools better, electricity stable, no more hoping. We see the change, we see the light. Unity party doing things right. Who talk the facts?
the class reloaded,
Who bring the vibe?
the class reloaded,
Support development.
the class
Who
reloaded.
better arise again?
Oh yes we can.
Who talk the facts?
The class reloaded,
Who bring the vibe?
class reloaded,
Support development.
the class reloaded.
Better arise again.
Oh yes we can. The class reloaded, we are online every day.
Every day.
Hey, showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well, JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The class reloaded, we shining today.
Hey,
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 hey, hey. Turn up the sound, let the people dance. Liberia progress, we get the chance. No fake news, we bring the proof. The class reloaded, always in the booth. From social media to the street corner, everybody talking about the new order. Respect to the hosts, they keeping it real. Liberia future, that's the deal. The class reloaded,
truth, truth,
Liberia rising.
progress,
JMB and JKK,
develop, develop.
the rescue mission, we move soon.
The class reloaded,
True, true,
area rising.
progress.
JMB and JKK,
Develop, develop, the rescue mission, we move soon.
To all our people out there, man, you're welcome, you're welcome. Before I bring the guys on, I'm going to say this, you're absolutely right, my brother Donzo. Even though we'll leave it to our chair, and we don't want cooking the rat with Disha the rat will be hungry. We're Easter too. Of course, we're enjoying small bowl giving to the children, but I'm going to say this though. And like every year, somebody put commitment has integrity. It's part of that. The leadership that we are looking for going forward is a man or woman that are willing to make these tough decisions without hesitation. A leader does not hesitate if he has to make a decision that's going to move his intentions forward, that is going to move his vision forward. That's what we're looking for. There are so many leadership traits that a person must possess. A lot of leadership traits. In fact, many years ago, I wrote a paper called it is to this effect. If you Google the paper, it's called what you need to become a leader in Liberia. What are the traits you need? Okay, and we have to look for those traits in the people. You have to be able to stand before your people and articulate a vision, a realistic vision, a vision that can be indigenized to the Liberian condition, a vision that you don't just draw that vision from Sweden, but you can take that vision from Sweden and indigenize it in Lofa County, because we have to reframe that vision that fits the Liberian condition. We have to have a person that can look ahead and say, you know what, Ron, I have a vision for this country. I am prepared to make sure this vision is actionable in Kakata. I'm prepared to make sure I find the best and brightest minds to surround them with me so they can be able to transform Grand Crew County. That's what we're looking for. A person that has integrity, a person that's going to always put Liberia first, a person that's willing to fight corruption so constitutionally brutally, that's willing to fight corruption and go everywhere that corruption goes and say, listen, you will get out of my country. We want a leader that is hard-headed. We want a leader that prays for Liberia. Like President Bwaka would say, a leader that thinks Liberia, a leader that loves Liberia, and a leader that is willing to do everything to build Liberia. That's what we're looking for going forward. This country will no longer be led by men and women who are viaze smokers, men who have not set themselves apart, men who have not committed to this country. You are leading 6 million people. This is no time for jajaization or bukaization or the aim to zogorize our people. It will no longer happen. This country must be transformed with thoughtfulness, with the calculated intentions to transform Bangabon County and bring this country towards modernity. We can no longer be called a third world country. We must become a developing country. And eventually, we must become a fully developed country. It takes leadership to do that. And I think President Bwaka has set a new standard. This standard must be replicated and built upon. This is what we're looking for going forward. Fatima, welcome to the show. What kind of Liberia you want to lead to an
I
incident?
say the judgeization.
And the Bugaization and the Biazization of Liberia. We're not
I mean, I
having it.
agree on that. But
I
I
agree.
mean, this evening, yesterday I had a little malaria, so I took the day off. I was home just trying to get well. But I was coming home this evening and something crazy just happened. Like they have the farmers market at the Invincible Park, and I was just going there to get some stuff. And Dwalu, this guy, I just saw this guy took this big stick and hit this girl on the head.
I saw the video. I was wondering. I saw she was bleeding.
Well, he just hit the girl head. I guess the girl is in the business, and the girl serviced him like a day before. He didn't pay her, and she
He got
came for the
arrested?
money. Oh, of course, yes.
Thank
He's
God.
arrested, and he's gonna be there until the weekend is over. He will be arraigned, and I'm gonna make sure. Dwalu, I will tell you why I put on my head. I just want them to understand that this is a country of laws, okay? And this is not where women are second-class citizens, just in Joseph Baka's administration. I mean, it should be in every government, but girls are being treated well. Okay, you don't put your hands on anybody in Liberia. I mean, he just beat the girl and he was boasting. Yeah, she came and stay in front of me for money, and he beat the girl unmercifully
In front of everybody.
in front of everybody. And let me tell you, and her friends were telling you, run away. Like they wanted him to run. You know me? I said, no running. You. I said, no running.
As much as what you did, I say, hey, Fatima, what did happen over again?
Nobody moving nowhere. But just to show that in this country right now, honestly, the rule of law is working. The police scheme, they took him away. And the ambulance scheme, the ambulance took her to the hospital. I call, she's getting, treated. They will evaluate her, they running tests and seeing. So I think she needed some stitches on her head or something.
Pull up from the back, he hit her with stick.
So on a big stick, it was like a bat. He just banged her on the side. And guess what? The girl just had twins. She's like 17, 18. She just had twin girls. Beat the girl unmercifully, so they took him to jail, and I've been calling the police station. He's still there. He's going to be under the jail for the entire weekend. And after that, we're going to make sure he's prosecuted to the fullest of the law. I'm not taking that one for you.
And hopefully they send some message.
I will follow up on that story until they understand that I don't care her profession. I'm not in agreement. But you know what happened in America, everywhere, they do have people that are sex traffickers. That doesn't mean that you should be violent. You should be violent against her. Violence is unacceptable. Some of these people just used to pity people on my, somebody can just be looking at me. So I can see in some of their eyes, they just want to beat me, but they want me. They want me. I can see in their eyes, but we just need them to understand. It's good. Use your words. Maybe you were not taught to use your words. Use your words to express yourself. You have no right. No one have any right to put their hands on anybody. And that's the message, and I'm trying to spread it all across this land. And nobody has a right to put their hands on someone.
Listening
that's
across
what
the
I'm
country.
doing.
To our audience, when you're getting feedback, let me know because I'm trying to monitor this. I try to see if I fixed it, just in case it comes. So it was coming from StreamYard. Hopefully it's fixed now. I want to say this to you, Blair. Welcome to the show, Fatima. Thank you very much. I did see the video. We cannot play it here before we get blocked, but it looks hard. It looked horrible. I saw the girl bleeding, and no. I was scrolling through. Yeah, Fatima shot more, so I had to scroll back to come back down. After Fatima yelling over there again for them one look, I said, "Holy cow!" But I'm glad something was done about it. Abraham, welcome to the show. Blair, what's popping, bro? On mute. On mute, Blair. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening to everyone, especially firstly to the audience and to the rest of you. Been a little busy today, but at the same time not feeling well all day today. So but at least I just took ibuprofen, and I'm much better to be on the show. I watched the video myself, Fatima, and I think what you did over there it was marvelous. You did a great job, and I know you are one of the good person in that country. Okay, you're looking out for girls. The work you do. I know the feelings you got for that country. Some people finding themselves in a privileged position, they will say, "This is not my business." They'll just pass by, go and buy whatever they want to buy. But you see it, the duty of the government is to the people. And you, as a person, one of the lieutenants of the president, and you see another citizen is being treated badly, you took that responsibility. And I think most people in government and ordinary citizens as a whole, those who stood around and saw that girl being hurt.
Yeah. Nothing. Let me just say, there was a lady there. Not for nothing, there was a lady there. Let me just, I beg you out. She was like, "Oh, but you know that guy can always be lying on people's husband, and so it's sweet for her." I was like, "What? What did you say?" She said, "Yeah, the last time she even lied on my husband." I said, "Miss, did you see her bleeding?" And I'm very, but yeah, but she get what?
Even as
Nah.
much as that. As much as that, even if she lies on people's husband, I mean, the remedy is the law. You do not have the right to touch anybody. Whether the person wronged you or the person you wronged the person, the remedy is the law. And so, Dwalu, I'm glad to be here today. AB, my brother, I was busy today. I wasn't feeling well. I saw your missed call, brother. I'm sorry. I'll call you after the show. I just got through my life and I came on the show also. So I'll call you, my brother. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, gentlemen and guys, we are still going to be having the feedback today again. I don't know what's going on. We have to probably download the stream and re-download it. So please, when you're done talking, just mute back up so we can make sure we get some clarity for the audience. AB, welcome to the show.
You using app? You using app or you use the
I'm not
web
using any app. It just started out of the blue. It's not from me. It's not like even if I'm mute, when two people on, it doesn't matter which two, there is an echo. So it's coming from StreamYard. So what we are doing is once you're not talking, just mute back. Let's go to Abraham, and then as you mute back.
Yeah, let me say good evening to all of the panelists. Let me say good evening to our followers and our viewers. Today, just a wonderful day that the Lord has made. I am glad. I was glad for me to see the former Chief Justice, Gloria Musu-Scott, in the president. She went to the president alone with some of the people that came from Maryland. There was a group of ladies who came from Maryland to appreciate the papi. That caught my attention. And the ladies were explaining, the lady was saying, look, there were times that we used to spend 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, to the extent that the ladies, the marketeer, their goods will be able to spoil on that road. But now, You just wake up in the morning, in the evening, you are in Moravia. So I was so glad and I paid keen attention to that. For the people that are saying that nothing is happening, you better open your eyeball. I will say the real librarian, you better open your eyeball because the things that are happening in our country are not small thing now. To the extent they counted that people never did not vote for Unity Party 2005, 2017, 2023, they never vote for Unity Party. I'm not saying that there were not people there that voted for Unity Party, but vast majorities of the people, they voted for the CDC. For that people to come now, JMB did not go there during a campaign for him to be able to promise them. No, the people did not promise nobody. But because the people having deep love for the country, this man had love for the country, and that love, that small love. So let me tell the president, thank you for the job well done. And every time when I come up here, I will always tell the president, thank you, because the kind of job that their president is doing, his code officers, his lieutenants are doing. Look at LPRC. Not a single day that we have been short of gasoline. Not to talk about fuel. But Dora, I just give it to you, yeah?
And Dwalo, can I just piggyback on some of what he said? I think I told you that we were doing the reaffirmation of cities and we went into the Southeast. And if you hear testimonials from individuals there and they explain to you what this president has done for them, do you know some of their people will pass away in Montserrato and they are taking the bodies to the Southeast for burial? And sometimes the bodies will start to decay because of bad rule. And this president, what he is doing, and you know, it's just a black guy. You know, when I know people know I love him. That's a given. But I think he was a prophecy that came to pass because he doesn't think about Lofa Kante that voted for him. He doesn't think about Monserrato that he thinks about all of Liberia, every single aspect of this country, every corner of Liberia. He wants water to reach every part of Liberia. He wants that our people to have lights in all of rural Liberia and central Liberia. He wants the basic necessities of life. And you know what? When you go into the counties, the chiefs, the elders, they can say, when I vote for the papi, but the papi making Oshio, our own son, that we gave everything to. He used to lead our day by day then to get ratty on the road. Our son will go to Aracos to come to see, to come here. One of the people even told me that in the 6 years, he did not go to the Southeast. He did not spend a night in the Southeast. This president and the vice president have traveled in the Southeast to see their people. And so the message is slowly resonating. I mean, you see, the chairman of the CDC in Grand Gide resigned. He resigned and he said he cannot, in good faith, see development and see what's being done for his people and say and turn a blind eye and say no, and I see it. So I will say the sky is blue and white, and I say no, it red. He say he can't do it. And he say he tired. So Joseph Walker is not thinking about Monrovia. He's not thinking about Lofa. He's not even thinking about Kipma. He's thinking about all of them collectively together. And that this is what we respect about this leader. I mean, his leadership style. And you know, one more thing. Let me just get this last word. Dwalu, everything that was bad that was done to Joseph Boakai, he was excluded. He was a parked car. in the garage that never got on the tracks to show his expertise. But you know what he's doing? His vice president, he's utilizing him in every aspect. Price reduction, price, he making sure that commodities on the market, his vice president is working with everybody to make sure the prices are affordable for our Liberian citizens. He's making sure places that he cannot go, his vice president is going, places that he can even go. And sometimes he say, Papa, he want to deal with domestic things, he's sending his vice president. So this president, he's a genuine, true leader of Liberia. And I think every day I sit back and I say, you can't question God. I'm Muslim, they say you can't question God. But if Joseph Boakai, and I think I know why they handpicked International Beku to be president for the last 6 years. Because if Joseph Boakai had just taken over, he would have made the Ellen era to look like a fat kid in a candy store. Seriously, this man's leadership is just an inspiration to we the young people, that we do have a man who speaks hope into our future, who sees that the wrongs that were done to him should not be done to any other Liberian, who does not pick and choose, who sees all of Liberia as all of the land of liberty, every single inch of this country. And so working for him and for the Liberian people is only an honor. And we are proud to just be a part of this and to do good for our Liberian people. So thank you.
Thank you,
Chris
Fatima.
Perkins, we're not lying. If you think we're lying, not true. Foolish people.
People will come and say some stuff, but Fatima, I want to say this though. Something we tend to forget. We can say this to President Boakai, but one thing that is foundational. President Boakai has the preparation to govern. He had the experience to govern. So some of the results you're seeing, they didn't just being pulled out of the sky, because if you listen to him, I remember one time he was at a cabinet retreat. And he said, this country, the problem. So he understands the problems fully. But that's just the foundational portion of it. Not only does he understand it, he knows how to tackle it. This is what we've been looking for. So, and like I said, I'm glad. But sometimes if you don't know the negative side, you get good thing that belongs to you. You don't know the effect because it's just always there. So you don't know how important it is. So sometimes God allows you to see the other side and experience it. That's what we experience on the president we are. And when time came when President Boakai came to power, he showed the Liberian people what true leadership looks like. This president, there is not a single county in the Republic of Liberia where something not going on there. I don't know one county where something not going on there. But before we start, let's go to this. When the lady came from the southeast, she came to personally thank the president today, because she said since she was born, they were more or less in her 60s. He said, since I was born, our goods against our goods is possible. Now, 3 weeks, we can stay on the highway. Let's listen to her, and then we'll have a comment regarding what she said.
Papa, you swab on your man, and we thank you. You grow, you swab on your man, you swab on your man. Good luck, good luck. So, we contract to go, we can plan. When we're ready, you grow to come to our part to say thank you. Number one, the road from Maryland to Plebo. Friday, 12 o'clock, we get on the road. Saturday, before 6:30, or in Monrovia. We appreciate him for that road. It's a story. From the time we were born, road we used to be there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. People market point. But just not around, I think they will make a getting profit because of the market state. So a proud man to say thank you. Then we know there again. Kabbalah Rabbi used to get our children the women because we wanted the bread. We are going Africa to buy market. But just come around, you can come around 3 times in a month. Then the transport go down because the road are back. The quota start to tap it down. From tap it down to go their mission on the road partially. Quota will get there very soon before they get control end. And then we die again. Then when you come in tomorrow, when you not get 40,000, 30,000, you will not see your family. Your child will be burning. But now, Mr. President, be at NTA on. NTA doing well from Maryland to Morovia. The transport again the chain to be your family. Those that were not able to afford, they afford to see their family. We appreciate you for that. I don't know.
The old man went on and on and on and on and on. He listed so many things. But Fatima, let's come to you first. He listed transportation. You know, when somebody said, that road we eat, if you were paying $40,000 before, now you're paying under $10,000. That is progress. If you were spending 3 weeks on the road, before, and by the way, Audrey Tyler, thank you. There was an entire team that came. She was just a spokesperson for that women's group that came to see the president. If you were bringing your market to from Morovia to, I mean, from the southeast to Morovia, she did so down 3 weeks. He said there was a period they didn't come to Morovia, they went to Ivory Coast. Now they get to stay in their own country to purchase their goods in Liberia. She went on to say you can come to Morovia 3 times in 1 month to bring your goods to market. That's more money in their pocket. Fatima, you mentioned here sometime if one of our brothers or sisters die in Morovia, so now the battle will get rotting on the road before it reach back to the southeast. That is been avoided. She left at 12 midnight from Maryland County. By the time in the morning, they were in Morio safely, MTA buses. This is progress. And somebody will say, "Oh, Fatima, you're lying." Like a baby. I'll count the rules. You're not lying. Fatima, go ahead.
But Walu, you know, the testimonials are not from those who voted for this president, but those whose lives have been affected positively by what he is, by all of the things that he's put in place, his policies that he put in place. When this president said no car will be left, no car will be stuck in the mud, they started talking that lot. They started bringing up. You know, the president has made the bearer of bad news to now start digging ground to look for bad news, because so good news in the country right now. Dwalu, the most political commodity, which is rice, the price has remained constant for the last 2 years, under $15 a bag of rice in Morovia. The gasoline, where there is gasoline crisis across the globe, it's not just right here. I was looking at Israel, the gasoline per gallon was like $10, $12. In Morovia, it's full $5, $3, $4, something like four something. You know, I just visited the States last week. I was there. I came back from there on the 25th and got here on the 26th. I saw the prices. Eggs, for example, eggs in the United States, eggs in Morovia. I bought a whole crate. I think I 36 pieces of eggs on the whole crate. I just bought a whole crate just now for $1,000, which is $5, like $5, a whole crate of eggs. So they don't have anything.
Hey, more expensive in America.
Now I'm telling you, I was just there like 2 weeks ago. They don't have anything else to say. Dwalo, is Liberia where we want her to be? And the answer is absolutely not. But is she getting there? The answer is yes. Dwalo, today, I was unable to call for the ambulance right away because I didn't know the ambulance number. I called Gender. I called Justice. Justice sent me the ambulance number. I called the ambulance. Dwalo, within a twinkle of an eye, the ambulance was there. I actually was delaying because I didn't have the numbers. Because honestly, I'm an urban person. I'm not medical, I'm not in a medical field. I'm not in the gender. So I'm not practicing my social work skills here. But I was able to call my cousin Cuckoo and she was able to give me as soon as she gave me the ambulance number, I called them. The guy said, "Where are you?" I saw to Dwalo, literally, under 3 minutes they were there. And the only reason I did not call them, and that's progress. That's progress. They came, they took her straight to the hospital. Are things exactly how we want them? No. But this president is holding his foot soldiers to book. He's making sure that what they say, what they are supposed to do is done for and on behalf of the Liberian people. And you cannot get it anyway. No, there were times when nobody cared. Dwalu, When I used to come to this country, I would see people laying on the street, literally dead. People were zombies, consumed by drugs. It's not like that no more. And people, they don't want to, they don't have anything to say. I'm being honest. Liberia is our country. Liberia is the only country I see people on the internet talking bad about our country. I don't know what they get out of it. I don't know. Every day they got breaking news for Liberia. But the breaking news is in Liberia today, every major hospital, they just had a health conference. I told you, and I'm boasting about this because in my adult time, I've never heard that in 3 months, no baby died in Liberian hospital. Mama, no baby has died in the last 3 months. That is progress. Every major hospital, every clinic, we're seeing that there is medication. Go to JFK. JFK is being modernized, all kinds of equipments. I went to see a private orthopedic surgeon because I injured my knee. And of course, I paid so much money, almost so much money for that. Then I called my cousin Benu, she's the administrator of JFK. It was on a Thursday. I said, I've been waiting to see it. I'm in so much pain. She said, well, Fatima, today is the orthopedic day in JFK. You should have just come here. We have the best surgeons. Even have foreign surgeons here. They will look at just like that. So everybody's going to JFK. Look, Dwalu, 100 schools across the country. There is lunch program, free by the government of Liberia. Nobody talks about these things. It is true. Dr. Jasso Jala, I'm bringing her next week. Free lunch program. And now, the president's initiative for education from kindergarten to sixth grade, free. Free. In this country that is just barely making it. Yes, we're going to give free education to our young children. That will save a lot of mothers the trauma. I'm talking about public schools. Yes, they don't talk about it. Mo Ali today broke ground in Bon County to carry water there. They thought about it before? They thought about that? No. Every major highway and byway is being paved in
Thank you.
Liberia. Well, everywhere there's construction, they talk about it? No. So I beg you, Tualu, the question you ask is yes. Progress is on a daily basis. We are seeing it. They are embarrassed. They are ashamed. But guess what? They are Liberians and they are welcome to join it anytime. We will come with open arms. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima, and more welcome to the show. Let me come to you, Blair, because this was actually begun with my brother Abraham, so I will let him go last on this topic. But Blair, let me come to you. The people coming and actually sharing their experiences. Look, this issue of connectivity being actually color from the country's capital, it was a big hindrance to our people. Somebody will say, "Oh, you only got 7 people watching." And we don't intend to address those kind of things, but sometimes it's fitting to comment. Look, we got authentic over 2,200 people watching right now live. These are real views. We don't have to buy view from anywhere. If you look at the comment section, I will tell you, go to the algorithm after the show, you will see the difference as to whether people get real view or not view. They actually break it down for you. But I want to say this though, let me come back to you. The issue of rural connectivity, now people are feeling it. I got several videos. We cannot play all of them. We went to the Southeast, a bunch of interviews being held. People saying, and this is the message I want to bring people to understand though. No, every president that your son, that your father, that your somebody. We need to divorce ourselves with the expectations because Fatima is from Cape Mount. When Fatima Bina Shalif is president of Liberia, she only supposed to develop Cape Mount. That's the only small children can do that thing. The way you see President he refused to do the role in Lopa, that role that they broke ground for. He refused to do the role in places that he quote unquote did not vote for him. This president considered the entirety of the country. And guess what's happening? The entirety of the country appreciates what he's doing. If you went into Nima County today, there is full celebration. In Rivergy County, I don't have to tell it to you. So Blair, while what people coming down to Monrovia in groups to appreciate what is happening to them, especially when it comes to the everyday living, the market, they can bring it to Monrovia 2-3 times a month before they're able to come to Monrovia. What does that mean for somebody all the way in Rivergy? Blair.
Dwalu, leadership is selfless. It's not about when you are elected to office, especially the presidency. the overall phrase that is used is that the Liberian people have elected XYZ person. They didn't, they do not segmentize it and say Nima voted this person, that person. And that is what I said, leadership is selfless. And that is why when you get there, you take into consideration that the country elected you to be able to improve the life of everybody. It doesn't matter the region that they didn't vote you. And why these women are in Monrovia today to meet the president, Dwalu, this will carry us to a place where we know that women played a very important role in every sector of our country. Dwalu, a man and a woman in the hinterland will go and make the farm. The women will cook. And after the harvest, Dwalu, that woman will be there, they will harvest together. Now to bring it to the market. Who is going to bring it to the market? The women. The women bring those produce to the market. And in that process, Dwalu, during those times, how long these women suffered on the highway. And the thing about it, Dwalu, you and I, we are men. Along the highways there, we can sleep 3-4 days, but imagine our mothers, our sisters, on the highway for weeks. And some of those places do not have creeks. For these people to be able to freshen themselves up. These people, they did not value the time that the Liberian people gave them. So if you see that lady coming from all the way Maryland today with group of women, entourage of women to come and tell the president, thank you. It goes far beyond the roads, Dwalu. It goes to a place where they suffered and how much they were humiliated on the highways. Today, they ought to come from the farms and bring that produce on the market without it getting rotting and getting on the market, and it is devalued. Today, those women do not have to sleep on the highway for days where they don't feel good about themselves. Now they have the confidence when they put that goods on that truck or on the bus. Even if they didn't reach Monrovia or the point they are going, they know that the road is good. And even if they stop on the highway to sleep, they know that they will sleep in a town where they are secure, they are safe. So what this president has done in making sure that the roads are sustained, one, security. For travelers, commuters, women. I'm very much keen on women because Dwalu, we know. Look at what happened to that girl today. It is an example how women, what women go through. Most especially look on the highways, Dwalu. So that woman coming today, if you look at the River G yellow machines, most of the people who welcome the yellow machines in River G were women. Those women sang. And Dwalu, look what is going to happen when those 304 machines come for mechanized farming. What is going to happen? The country is being decentralized, Dwalu. That's what this president is doing. Lives have been taken away by the Kavala River. All because these people from the southeast could not get products, food, and other services from their central government. They have to go over the Kavala to Africa Coast. And Honor Jesus Yuma Bwaka, he said, it has to stop. So if there were statistics as to how many lives were taken by the Kavala, and presently, maybe not one has been taken by the Kavala, that will tell you how much these women are appreciative to the president.
Thank you, Blair. Thank you so much. And look, and Fatima mentioned, I thought yesterday about the reduction, massive reduction, 0 deaths in the last 3 months from our children. That is progress that is not easily quantifiable. You know, most of us men who don't carry belly, we don't know what it means to women, that's a big. It might carry a baby for 9 months. You know, I was in Liberia one time, and it's very shameful now if you think about it. Um, and when your wife go give birth, and the baby lead and the woman come home, you say tango. That was a pitiful tango because they say at least we know the baby here, but at least the woman came back home. And those decisions cannot be made anymore because the rural electrification program, with Mr. Nangwe's personal vision for that program, is for 2030 to make sure no child in Liberia is born in the dark if he has the proper funding to implement his plan, to make sure over 400 clinics are electrified across the country. This is a massive push. These are the kind of progress we're talking about. But Abraham, you the one brought this topic up, and you mentioned something. If you listen to the lady on wall, she did say this. She said even the machines that came, our farm to market road, will be able to go to our farm, haul our goods to Plebo, into Harper, into Fishtown, all across the southeast, and to be able to package our goods, take it to the capital, make some money, and be able to send our children into school. Almost every single one of us on this platform, literally every single person that's listening. I don't know one Liberian that will feel too rich in Liberia when I was growing up. We had some people that were well off, but most of our mothers sold in the market or did something to send out to school. And most women in Liberia, all they strive for is to be able to send their children to school. So, Abraham, let me ask you, I don't know your own mother's story. Maybe you can share with us. But most of our parents sold something to tell to school. What it mean when I open my order to tell her goods to send all her children to school? What it mean for them, Abraham?
Dodo, that means that the country is improving. That means that the country is getting from one place, from one level to another level. A woman that can be able to sell, in order for her, when she carry the goods to the market, all the goods is done, is finished. Then that will encourage the woman for her to be able to plan more, for her to be able to invest into the soil. That will encourage most of our market ladies or market women for them to be able to invest into their own economies. A woman who sells to be able to send all of her children, not selected one, but all of her children to a primary school, to a secondary school. That means the country is getting better. Dodo, when I listen to that woman and I pay key attention to that woman when she was speaking, the lady said, the woman said that during that time pass, the last administrations, she said they used to spend weeks, months on that road. Sometimes their goods will get damaged because the goods have stayed long and the goods spoil. So for me, I am so happy. I am so thankful to God that I was able to not have a sleep during the election day because of JMB. And I don't regret single night that I stay up late. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. Now, it just tells us that if you believe in someone and you believe that that person can be able to do better, not for the person to be able to give you bread and butter issue, but the person can be able to make the government serviceable to all, not just one, but to all. And that's what JMB is doing. The JMB have proven to the country that he is not just a father, that he is a grandfather to some of us. That he is a president, not for a few, but for the entire country. That's what JMB have proven for in the short possible time. And I strongly believe that, if this public was given, and I'm just saying, if this public was given the 2017 election, but now Labra is far, 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 far better. Because in our country history, we look at one of the best presidents that we look at, we say, oh, President Tower was one of the best. Because President Tower, William V.S. Tower, William V.S. Stockman William Arrow Talbot was vice president to William V.S. Stockman for 20 some years. So, like today, JMB was a vice president to Madam Senate for 12 years. So you saw everything. The president watchfully, he was able to watch the country what he should be able to invest in when he comes to the presidency. And that's what the Papa is doing. Not a single part of our country that has not been touched by this president. Not a single part. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you very much. Look, before I go to Mo Ali, I have to say this. If you got 10 baskets of dirty clothes in your room, and somebody is supposed to wash that 10 baskets of dirty clothes, but they added 5 more baskets, now you got 15 baskets of dirty clothes. When somebody else take over and they wash 3 baskets of dirty clothes within the first 1 week, progress has been made. That doesn't mean dirty clothes not still there. I hope that's an elementary concept that I'm not going to say the name to give him any credibility understands. Progress is being made. This is not saying that poverty is no longer in Liberia, but nobody can deny that poverty has not been reduced in comparison to what was there before. The reduction of poverty can be described in this fashion. When people have the means to reduce their own poverty because the infrastructure is being built, that is progress. When people can no longer die from easily curable diseases, that is progress. When our infant mortality rate and our mortality rate in the country has been reduced heavily, that is progress. When jobs are being provided to some extent for young people, that is progress. When primary education is being made free and funded entirely by the government, this is progress. When the country is being electrified, when the electrical grid that was better than 130 megawatts in the country before, now we are north of 230 megawatts and increasing over time with the solar programs, that is progress. When the connection to our capital cities across the country is being improved, that is progress. When 200 cows are going to Grand Crew County so we can increase the protein output of our society so we cannot import meat, this is progress. When agricultural machines are coming to the country to improve food production in our society, this is progress. That doesn't mean all the problem has been solved because we don't have the resources. If you listen to the African Development Bank, we need a minimum of $2.3 billion every single year until 2030 to continue the trajectory that President Bouaka has begun. We need more money. And if the money comes, that is going to be improved. If you get more, I need $25 million today, we can connect more water across our country. This is progress. Let me pose the question to you again. Is progress being made in the right direction, substantially higher by comparison to any president before? Can anybody point to Liberia's history in the last 100 and almost 80 years history, in a span of 2 years, 7 months? Has anybody brought this level of development by comparison to what President Bouaka has done? No president in our country's history has done this. So when somebody say they still got poor people in the country, you don't understand the way societies work. Mo Ali, let me come to you. You listen to the video, but I know you were doing something today way out there in Bone County. And as you come in, please tell the people what was happening here. You now break another ground in Bone County. This is progress. Mo, the ball is in your court, my brother.
Thank you, Dalo. Good evening. Hello to everyone. Yeah, so today we went to Tututa. We've been planning to start a water project there because Tututa is a big community and they don't have any centralized water collection point. So we are going to start up with constructing a groundwater system just as we started up in Bopolu. So this one, we will have the pipes running through the town and we will have 8 water collection points. And then if at any point in time we have additional funding, then we'll start to run pipes to houses. And this one, it's going to cost us, this first phase is going to cost us 185,000. Then as we get funding, we begin to connect to houses. So that's what we are doing. And then next Friday also, We are going to do a groundbreaking also for compound number 3 in Basso, Grand Basso. That project, that one is going to be around, not around, that is going to be 285,000, and it will be the same thing. We are setting the basis for household connection. So we are not waiting to say we'll get the $1 million first before we can begin to build the system. We'll build the system, we have collection points, and as we get money, then we'll begin to connect the houses. And timeline for this, we expect the contractor to complete by December this year. So we have got the funding 100%. And let me say this, since we took over all of the projects we've been doing, from the southeastern projects to these ones that we are about to start to the Bopolu project, they are 100% GOL funded from the budget. 100%. No donor money there. It not come from anywhere. They are being planned for and they are funded through the budget. But here is the important thing, Dwalo. You know, normally when I was campaigning, when I was spokesman for our campaign, when I go to talk for our candidates, our senatorial and representative candidates, I told the people, don't ask your representative or your senator to build. Oh, can't build school, can't build water, can't build hospital and this and that. Just tell them to do their work good. Let them represent you. And by that representation, they be able to lobby. So this is what is happening. Beginning with the Bopolu water system to what the place name, Plebo, Zwedru, Greenville. You know the Plebo that Senator James Barney lobby for it. Zwedru, Senator Zoe Peno. Greenville, Representative Romeo Kuya. Now the one in Bond County, it's Senator Prince Moi. In Basso, it's Protem Yombly. They say, oh, Mo, what can you do for us? I say, put money in the budget, carry water for your people. And when we go there, we are not going there to take glory. We will rightfully tell the people, it is this senator, it is this representative. And that's what we've been doing all over. So today, everybody over there knows that it is Senator Prince Moi who has lobbied for that money to come there. And we are not stopping there. We are conducting a comprehensive feasibility for Banga, which was also again through the lobbying power of Senator Prince Moi. We've already drilled 2 test wells in Banga. They've passed all of the tests. We are going to construct an office space there. So all of these things we are doing 100%. The money you see in budget for water and sewer, that's what we are doing. So we're trying to move away from this too much. Every little thing must be the donor. Every little thing must be the donor. When the small $100,000-$200,000 can do something big in our community. So that's why we're there today, and we expect the 2 systems to be completed by December of this year. We are also expecting the Plebo water system to be completed by December this year. We are in talks with the contractor to see if they can pre-finance the ending part, because what we owe them now is a little bit, but that has to come in the next year budget. So if the contractor agrees and pre-finance the finishing touches, and next year we just pay him, then by December we can also say the Plebo water system will be completed. So that's what we are doing all over. Now coming to that video today, I even posted it. You know, people can be genuine and people can be fooling. It depends the kind of expression and the way they do it, right? If people want to fool you, nobody gets up from Harper, Plebo, way in Maryland. pay that when you come to Morovia just to fool you. The second thing is you see how the person gesture. You watch that video, there's something that you notice. The way that old man shook JMB hand, normally under protocol. And when you play the video from the beginning, the way she was shaking the president's hand, normally under protocol, they will not allow it. They will not allow it, right? But you will see the way she shook the hand like, I am really happy. She was shaking it and said, thank you, thank you, thank you. It shows genuineness. It shows that they are appreciative. Now, somebody went and said, oh, you know, when I posted the video, you now know politics, and the people to look, forget about voting basis in 2029. The fact that they got up and came from the railing, and you heard her saying, we got on the car in the evening, and by the next morning, we were already in Morovia. She said that as a testament to the good role. Which month is this? This is August. July and August are the months where it rained the heaviest. It is in August we can have the 6-7 days rain. So don't tell me if that road were terrible, where they can't even get them back to move from Plebo to Harper or to Fishtown, nobody are going to waste their time to come here. But just the mere fact that they sat and they said, in the rain season, we will test the thing, we'll go Morovia to see if that's true. And if we reach Morovia in time, we'll go tell the president, thank you. Those are the kind of things people looking for. My people in Plebo, you will not worry about December, will dedicate your water project and you'll be getting water. Again, let me repeat, in Plebo, we are going to connect 350 homes free. So that 350 connection will include schools, it will include the health centers. It will include schools, it will include the health centers. Then besides that, we will build public kiosks that will be managed by the locals. Some of the kiosks we are building, 3 of the kiosks we are building it such that the kiosk has a shop. So whoever will win the bid to operate that kiosk, it already has a little space. You can put your little goods there and be selling as a shop while at the same time operating the water kiosk. Those are the things that we are doing. We are doing it because they are Liberians. We are doing it because they are part of Liberia. Whether you vote for us or not, it is our obligation as government to provide you basic services, and that's what we are doing, Dwalu.
And more before you go, I just want to ask you a couple of questions. If you give me for a second and you come back on, let me ask a question. The kiosks that you're building, well, these water towers, how long do they last? The maintenance cost, is it very expensive? I know they have pump this water up from the system. I don't know the water table that you guys are taking this water from. It has a meter interest of the supply. They say it for certain length of time. But my main question is, how long will they typically last? Of course, it requires repairs and forth. Can you speak to that?
So let me start from the last one, the water table. So before we drill a well somewhere, we first do what we call hydrogeological survey. The hydrogeological survey will tell you, basically you are scanning the area, and the scan is attached to the computer, and you will see where there is water deposit. And the volume of water deposit to that particular place will determine where you will put the well there, whether you put the well there or not. So that determines that. So that water prone area, we put the well there, and guess what? It's forever. Particularly like in Liberia, our groundwater is replenished every year. By this time of the year, the groundwater is being replenished. Now, how long will this system last? For example, the stainless steel tower we built in Plebo, The contractor said the lifespan is at least 75 years. That's the lifespan of that tower, that water reservoir we built in Plibo. And I believe it because the one the Germans built in Liberia in 1972, we are still using them. Very good, nothing, no repair, nothing. Then the maintenance cost. We have learned from experience from the water system that was built in previously under the EGS regime, and then the next regime started using it. It didn't take long. They were operating on generators, diesel generators, and it didn't take long. They all went down because the operation and maintenance cost was huge. So these ones we are building them with a solar system, battery supported and everything. And the renewable solar system they are installing will last for 25 years. Then you can change the battery and the solar system. So you don't have to worry about electricity. You are not going to spend a penny on electricity to pump the water into the water tower. You release the water from the water tower, is going through gravity. That's why we put the tower at the most elevated point. So it flows by gravity. It doesn't need any electricity. So, basically what we will need, the major maintenance will be, one, servicing the pumps. Two, when there are leaks on the pipeline, you repair them. Those are the major things that you will need maintenance for. And then the security of our installation is a major thing. But that's it.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Thank you very much. And and I love that you said the groundwater is replenished. Let me mute your phone for a second. The groundwater is replenished over time. So basically, now another thing I wanted to ask you before I go to Fatima, before we play this video, if the population, for instance, let's just say hypothetically speaking, the population of Plebo, just out of my head, let's say it's 75,000 people, and then Plebo grows to 300,000 people, is that factor into the capacity of these water towers? What's the reach they can go to? Well,
So as per the 2022 stats, so when we are 65,614, the population of Plebo. So when we are planning, we plan for the population growth for the next 10 to 15 years. So the wells that we drill can feed the population even for the next 10 to 15 years. But just in case the population overgrow, then there is a space for you to drill just one or two more wells and just add it to the system. The water tower, the capacity is 120,000 gallons. So the way it works, it has something that alerts the pump. The tower has a pump. So the moment the water reaches at a certain level, the pump starts to work automatically and pump back in. So even if you have a pump that is, for example, 1,000 gallons, so as it's going down, the pump is pumping. So once it's filled, it stops. It goes down. At a certain level, maybe for 50%, it goes down 50%, they will start to work again. So it's something that will last long.
thank you, Mo. Thank you so much. And I'm glad all those factors were made because, Liberia, for me, I know the progression of the society. Once economically we start getting strong, people will start borning more babies. The baby will they will not be dying quicker because every single year, like Fatima mentioned, yeah, which is true. Anybody can look this up. Our infant mortality rates continue to go down. That means the population is going to increase. So all across the country, it is a big deal. But today is Friday, Fatima. We're not going to be too serious today. I want us to play this thing here, because there's a period in Liberia where everybody believes that any project president Baka daughter somebody project. But
They
the
just
very person,
lie.
Yeah, but the biggest problem in the country now, the person says, I completed all my own project in 3 years. So any project President Baga doing is for President Baga himself. So you're listening to his say, so she this your whole year, you can get in, you can hold your ear. Let me tell you this. President, we have the oil project you finish in 3 years. Because when he finish the project moving, which came to fruition, that means you're not doing well. That he said, okay, you're lying, you're listening to his say, you might begin direct check line for you.
My Liberian people, you call all the situation to come closer. You call the we are share to come closer so we can talk. You see, before we can become president, the video you see up on the screen that the wars you are telling the people, that the lies you are telling the people. And the whole funny Bible is that we are told the people that 3 years time, in 3 years, he will complete all his project. All. He said in 3 years, he will make Liberia or America. That's what he said. He even go as far as saying he will not be on the run again. But you know what? You listen to him. Let him say, well, work that he come back. Because you know, this situation, when our president Boga working, we are funded this project, we are do the, we are secure all funny. And the word they always use, secure all funny. But you listen to where he said. You listen to him.
Most of the contracts we have him for roads, for other things. Our discussion is 3 years. And they all know. Because I don't want to do project for 5 years or 6 years. Because in 6 years, if I don't perform, I will be leaving. You will be saying that we are into Naniso Go. So I'm making sure that all of the projects finish in 3 years. So when we finish in 3 years, you cannot judge me and judge our government. So in 3 years, when your road is fixed, when schools are built, when the huts on your road are removed and put in homes for you, when you see that, then you have a reason to say, you know what, let's give you another 6 years, let's see what you will do. I'm working very hard for you. I know it's not easy because I have people too that want a job. So when everybody wants a job, it's not easy.
You know, the we are share, the city share.
So Fatima, I will come to you first. The man say he plan to make sure all the wedding finish in 3 years. I mean, I'm a question Google Fatima. All the wedding finish in 3 years. He won't carry to 5 years, he won't carry to 6 years. Because when you not do the job, the people moving from there. And you will build a hall, you will take the country literally into small America, little Miami. So if President we are completed all a project in 3 years, that will play again the secure funding project there. I give it to you. On mute.
I said, I think
you're good.
Okay. But Walu, I think, serving in government, you tend to realize fiction from non-fiction. Word on the street, and I mean real serious word on the street from the major players. The Robertsfield Highway going to the airport, Anna Jaffe long. You know, if I make one Anna Jaffe long, my brother Mo sitting now right there. You can interpret if you want him to. Anna long work, they ate the money. Yes. But because we need this road paved, we're now trying to fund it and complete it. There was nothing left for him to be able to come back to. The man, in his own words, said he was going to finish his major park projects because not only projects, I think, Invisible, where they almost killed the girl today, that park, I know how they call the other one, by PHP Park. Those were his landmark projects. Besides his 49 condominiums and his 48 days away to watch his someplace soccer, where he only, I think, did score one or no goals. So for them to now say everything that we embark upon or we try to finish or we try to do that is his project, well, government is continuity. If they say that his project, they say that when men moving, men dropping, the men that drop, the other men will move in. So we will continue to do work, the Liberian people's work. Joseph Baka will make sure that every major highway and byway is paved. He will make sure that there is 100 new schools across the country. And a new one, the Omega market, the kind of octopus effect he's about to establish, I think you saw our new diagnostic hospital being built and it's completed, waiting to be dedicated for the Liberian people's health benefits. So, honestly, they have nothing to say. We gave them 6 years, and according to Dwalu, Bulgarization became the order of the day. Um, they were passing around here, moving from place to place and calling washing cars with champagne. They were passing around wearing Gucci belt. They were passing around, hiring private jets and doing all of these things. Now the Liberian people realized that there was time for real change. They want to change agents that will work for them, and that's what's happening. Joseph Boakai is that change agent. Joseph Boakai does not come and show off and talk all kinds of nonsense. He comes, he holds people accountable. When he break grounds, the next day the work is commencing. That's how most of his projects, in under 2 years, every county has have some kind of positive effect from this president. So we'll continue to do that. We worry about them. Claim all the projects, but we will dedicate them day in and day out, and our country will continue to rise. We're not worried about them. They have nothing else to say. If they say that they didn't want starter A, it's not who they say it's not who fall down. It's the one who get up and picks up the pieces and continue to move. So that's what we're doing. We have no time for child's play. This is not mini money more. This is real serious business, real serious people conducting serious work for a serious government and people. So we don't have time for the foolishness. We're going to do what we're supposed to do. The money that they ate, word on the street is they ate all that money for Bravo Fee Highway. They gave projects to their boyfriend, their girlfriends, and the projects were never, there was no intent to complete because they thought they were coming back to clear the whole thing and sell our country to the sailors. And we rescued our country wholeheartedly, and we're doing what the Liberian people want. So we're grateful. Thank you, Dualu.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you so much. Look, Aliyah, the man said the rules, those were not personal projects, those were national projects he was talking about. At the end of the day, the thing is, one of the things, and Blair, let me come to you. One of the things I want us to understand, the president cannot toy around with the Liberian people. Anybody who toys around with the Liberian people, you're not a serious leader, because the decisions you make, whether intentional or unintentional, have direct consequences in Plibo. They have direct consequences in Zweigru. This is why we cannot joke around. I don't think former President we are brought any seriousness to the level of the presidency, and that action suffered the entire country. Whether you know this or not, Blair, people must understand this. The decisions of the president, whether it's intentional or unintentional, has direct consequences on the people, no matter where they are. And this is something that President we had never understood, nor did he care to understand. Even when he left the country for almost 50 days, there was direct consequences to the country. The country was literally on pilot control, and anybody could do anything in the country. Blair, let me ask you this question. Why do you think anybody in the country, after listening to the demagogue, if you want to call it that, can still come out and say, oh yeah, that they may have having dream about it, like Bali Island. So if anybody went on Bali Island today and they put one steward there and say that a main project, why you got people in the country that still believe this nonsense, even though the truth is right before them? Like,
Sometimes I sit down and think, I say, it's like most of these people, they have problems. There's a very serious problem in our country that has to be tackled. You getting me?
we are getting you, but it's a little low, but go ahead. We're getting you.
Okay. And so there's a very serious problem in the country that people are overlooking, Dualu. There's a very serious problem, psychiatric problem in our country. Dualu, the way we do things, the way we think, the way we take things. If you bring about 20 to 50 psychiatrists in our country and say voluntarily free Liberians should go for some evaluation, you will find out that for every 100 that go that day, about 60 will come from there with some diagnostics. And those are people from the CDC side. You look at a man, Dwalo, that didn't value the time the Liberian people gave him. 6 years. All this guy did was to sit at Jamaica. How can you look at an entire presidential compound and call it even Jamaica when the implication, when people hear it around the world, they're going to think something different? When you talk about Jamaica, you're talking about weed. You're talking about drugs. This man will sit at home and call McGill or whoever a minister of state was after to run the country. Dwalo, that man, the time he's supposed to go to work, you call Kalasco to go on the beach to fight karate. Then for the finish, he go in for in the water and put in the air. He say, "You take my picture." Dwalo. No, there's a very serious problem in that country. And yet today, you still see people saying, we're bringing weird back. Where? Those people, those women who came from Maryland, those women that were mobilized, they wanted them to George Weah in 2005. They went and took their children out the voting ID card. And they think the women that will do. They were Eddie Johnson selling it small. Because these women are risking themselves everything to provide food for their children. As when they see crazy children go, they step people vote to go give it to that man there. Why is it today value? The man is valuing his own private time. He didn't value the Liberian people's time they gave him. Today, the guy take his personal space and his private time so valued that he cannot go back to studio to start to make the remix of those musics that he made. Today, this guy values his own time that he cannot come back home for his party's convention because he was not going to gain any cash in Japan. You know how they can call him back? Japan. Money. You are not going to get money from there. But FIFA will get that man money. So the time, the 3 days, 4 days he would have taken from America, he wasn't going to get any Japan in Liberia. So Japan. So, okay. So this guy, he valuing his own time in his private life. And I tell you, Dwalo, this man, if there was the possibility where we can tell President Parker, please get him here 2 weeks. Then you sit down and you come back. Dwalo, this guy will go in the studio again. The man doesn't, the fact of the matter, the subject here, he doesn't respect Liberia. It's on a period. He doesn't respect Liberia. If that guy respected Liberia, Dwalo, that man wouldn't leave the country for over 45 days to 50 days to go and live in luxury. In the most, that's the Emirates we're talking about, Dwalo. Imagine living in a presidential suite. Imagine when you just taking a single, you go on a tourism trip, just the common room you're sleeping in, Dwalo, is expensive. Then imagine a country taking a presidential suite for close to 50 days. Then the argument his finance minister was making one time on the other brother show, on a Fallujah Commander show, was that why if we package all the president visits he's supposed to private visits and we put everything together one time? It doesn't work that way. Because they asked him, how much did you spend? He could not tell the Liberian people as finance minister how much they spent on that money. I mean, on Weah Strip to the Emirates. And you bring that man back today. Look at what happened at a convention, Dwalo. These people having convention, and they are already petitioning the ministries and agencies. The diaspora are already asking for 30% of the government if we were to ever come out, which he wouldn't. But this goes to say these people, it's not about the country. It is about what they can come together, call it the last loot. Because when George Weah had left, if he ever came back, the CDC is done. It's extinct. So
You think that people that Samuel 12, all the people that will come back, they can run fair government, clean government value? I beg ya.
Thank you, Black. Thank you, Mute. Thank you so much. And look, we will come to you, Abraham. Let me ask you this question because this is a serious matter. Look, at the end of the day, it has to be about the Liberian people. And Black, you are absolutely right. You get a boy chance. Not only will he be living in the studio, that four put up in the air before. Not only will he legalize drugs in the country, he will legalize joint all everywhere. He will just made a country check like all the gains we have made. Their boy intention will be to reverse them. Leadership is not child's play thing. Abraham, let me ask you that when you get a small 5% that can be passing around your way, that won't a voting card? A simple question. Because I don't know what the honor saying that to be. All the points that brother Oman are coming from Ayaka. That's it, you want a voting card? Abraham.
Dora, I'm looking for certain clip, but I would like for you to go to more. Let more respond. I'm looking for certain clip. Yeah, because today we can be.
Do that Friday, you're right to do that. Happy Friday. Mo, at the end of the day, I'm not even going to put that question to Mo because there's no point of that question going to Mo. What I want to give to Mo here, it is this question. Let's listen to Henry Costa for the 1 second and have you respond more because we're not going to go respond from that. People remember so-called boost the morale. Listen to this.
And so when anybody is talking about drug business, it should not be Mr. Weir. It should not be Brother Weir. Because Brother Weir did not only allow the drug trade to flourish in the country, Brother Weir helped in facilitating the laundering of drug proceeds himself. And that is why the CIA cited him to Langley and showed him the evidence of his involvement in that criminality. Commitment to uncovering the cartel. I'm not going to sit here and say people in government are involved. They are involved. How the hell you think they have been dismissed? And they are going to be prosecuted? They are involved. But the fact that they are being arrested, they have been dismissed, they have been investigated, it tells you that this president has the commitment because this president is above board. He is beyond reproach. You cannot be involved in this stuff and be taking the kind of action that you are taking. You cannot be involved in this ugly business and be asking the United States government to come and help you investigate. You cannot be involved and be asking the Moroccan government to come and help you investigate. No! Only a government truly committed, only a president truly committed, innocent, would do such a thing. But we could not do it. And so when anybody is talking about drug business, it should not be Mr. Weir. It should not be Brother Weir. Because Brother Weir did not only allow the drug trade to flourish in the country, Brother Weir helped in facilitating the laundering of drug proceeds himself. And that is why the CIA cited him to Langley and showed him the evidence of his involvement in that criminality. Well, go do your research. Don't take my word for it. When was the last time the president of a foreign country was summoned to the headquarters of the CIA? Hello? When was the last time? The CIA does not conduct foreign policy for the U.S. government. No. The CIA does not deal with heads of state from other countries at that level. No, it does not. Democratically elected, I'm not talking about puppets the CIA historically has been known to install in other countries, but democratically elected presidents of other countries, the CIA does not deal with them on that level. So to those of you who are well-meaning Liberians, it should behoove you, we should support the government, and we should demand speedy, swift, legal action against everybody and anybody.
Brother Mo Ali, I'm going to come to you. Say what you will about Henry Costa. Everybody understand exactly what he's saying. We remember in the country, and if you can comment on this more, and I think more now further now to say this. When President Weah first came to power, he got a private jet. According to him, that one of his friends gave that private jet. Now, I'm beginning to wonder who are that friend I gave we had that private jet. Was it part of the drug cartel? We know what happened in the country. In fact, it has been established that this cartel came to Liberia from 2018, 2020. That's when they really set up shop in the country. There is no freaking way that the highest echelon of our government was not in the know when these guys was coming, when these guys were coming to the country, rather. So, who gave President Weah the private jet more? Do you have any comment on that? Because for me now, I'm beginning to think who gave him the private jet? Who the friend that gave him the private jet more? You got private jet?
So first, let me start out with my friend. One thing I've done consistently is to keep engaged with my friends, even if we don't agree, even if we disagree bitterly. You see, Henry is someone who is not afraid to say what's on his mind, whether you agree with him or not. And Henry has interacted with almost all of the political actors. He has. We all saw what happened in 2023 at the 11th hour and prior to that. So he knows what he's saying. And from inference, I would say he could be right, because he is laying out his argument logically. He is laying out his argument logically. And there is one important point that he made. Are they in government? People in the drug cartel? Yes. But what is the difference between now and then? That other time, nothing happened. This time around, the moment they start accusing you, people start calling your name, you know right away that you have become a subject of investigation. That's why he said, yes, they are there, but how you think they have been dismissed? How you think they have been charged? How you think they've been prosecuted? In fact, as I heard, the prosecution of some of the people who were dismissed is already going on. Those in the police and the NSA, that prosecution is going on. They're going to court every day. Every day they are going to court. And so it is how you handle it. Bad things will always happen. How you address them as a government, the actions you take. And there is one other thing he said. There are people accusing, oh, you know, the other person I see them every day. Oh, Joseph Agason involved. The other one involved, this and that. Okay, the message you're saying everybody involved. Let's call the American DEA. At least for them, they have integrity. Nobody is going to come say, let's bribe them. Maybe your thinking is that everybody can be bribed in Liberia. They're bringing people from Rwanda, you not know them. They're bringing people from Morocco, you don't know them. So they are all going to coordinate. So if we were afraid, we would not be bringing them. The only time the government will not bring these people, internationals, to join them to help to investigate, if the trade itself is being coordinated by the government from the very top. And Dwalu, there's something our guys want to do propaganda, but they don't analyze. Dwalu, if the drug trade is being coordinated by the government from the very top, my brother and sister, you will not hear about it. Even the whistleblower will blow a whistle, nobody will hear it. The people who want to go give Cheche Pule about it behind the scene, they want to do it, bookman say confidentially, nobody will hear them. You will come, you tell your thing, somebody will say, oh, okay, we hear you. Will go. In fact, there will be pretense. When you go give it, somebody will Oh, where you saw it? Okay, we'll go there. By the time you turn your back, because it is coordinated from the top, they will tell the people, okay, somebody eye is over there. Let's move out of there tonight. We never used to hear it. Whoever knew that cocaine was passing through here to go to other places? You know why we didn't hear it? Because it was coordinated from the top, from the very top echelon of government, from the way top. But now, we are hearing it because the top is not involved. There is no denial that people in government at mid levels and other levels are not involved. But that's the reason why when whistleblowers go and blow small whistle, everybody will hear it. But whenever a government is involved from the top, go sit down on radio set. By the time you talk on radio set, what kind of stupid mayors, so how they kind of thing will be happening, and nobody knows about it. Only he the one know about it, talking about it. That's how stupid you will appear. And then you say, you just go load there. People will go load there, they will not see anything. Because there is coordination, there is movement and everything. So our men then, when you're saying, oh, the tap is involved, you got to see the thing. The time the tap was involved, nobody used to hear about it. But it was happening. It was being sanctioned. Moving from other countries, Liberia as a country, and moving there. So yes, you got to learn, you got to analyze before you jump into the game of propaganda, because you will lose if you don't understand it. Tualu.
Thank you, Mo. Fatima, let me come to you. The Central Intelligence Agency here in America, they don't summon presidents. Well, I will come to you for a second. You sent me the video. I got the video, but this topic we're going to play. I got the video. The Central Intelligence Agency, Fatima, they don't just summon presidents. Under the regime of President we all know what was happening in the country. When President we said one of his friends getting a private jet, people that just get private jet lying around there, usually massive drug dealers, especially if you cannot say the person's name. He said one of the boost his morale with his private jet. Do you think President Weah himself was far away from this drug, or he had to have sanctioned it?
Dwalo, if the US government called you and told you that they needed you to speak to you and they took you to the states, they took you to the State Department and had a conversation with you, of course, they knew something was going on. I beg you, yeah, their hands were in the cookie jar. Yes. Yeah. But you know what? There's a little birdie telling me that pretty soon they will start naming people from the other regime. Bekube international regime, and telling those who were involved in this drug business. It coming out. And you know, it shouldn't be witch hunting, because at the time when something that witch hunting, if you witches will hunt you. If you know you're a witch, 5 people can witch, they will hunt all the witches. So if you say you're a witch, you inside will hunt you. But the fact remains that no, this is Liberia. Anybody caught, I always tell people, I was just asking the president one day, I said, Papi, how come you been in government for so long with no tinted character, no bad things people saying about you? And he said something to me. He said, since I joined government, since I was privileged to be in any government, from my young boy days, he said, I managed to differentiate what was for the Liberian people and what was mine. So they you know, those boys out, they were all jolly boys. They let Papa Gucci. They were beyond Gucci. They wanted to wear brand name, but they didn't want to pay for it. They wanted favors to pay for it. He will not love to any woman unless one of his late boys then were loving to that woman. That the kind of competition they were having here. We're talking and they can't cause. We tired with your cause. They can't do nothing. That one were intentional about now passing around fooling with you. We're talking about people, the Liberian flag was not even respected, across the globe. Most pirates, they federal Liberian flag, most countries want to use the Liberian flag. People there like Darlington there, Nito La there, the Liberian flag. They're proud, maritime pride. People were even passing around. They were using all those things to scheme people, get money from here and there. We big you, yeah. We know you. Tualu, I think a hand was inside the cookie jar. We're not even near it. It was there. They coming out. Like time they were talking, that la. Yeah, it will soon come out. We're investigating now. Joseph Baka said the country should investigate. Wherever, you don't come here to talk. Oh. He ain't here to talk and run him more. He leave it with people like us. They can cost me upside down and up. I don't want no say. We'll do the work of the Liberian people. That's all we'll do. So Dualu, I believe. About greedy. I don't want to tell you. I think Ali I think he let to work good thing, but he won't pay good money. That the Liberian poor money. The time you were having 80 million way back in the days. I'm a Kokobama, not even a common football. He said he outgrew a football academy. Don't know you saw that video when he said he outgrew football academy. The man who just loved the sports and were not world best, were not Africa's best, were not European best, is the man who today is building football academies in several counties. No, I was listening to Senator Zopeno. There are some senators I just listened to them. Zopeno said, I did not vote for this president. I never did. But what he is doing for my people, I cannot sit blindly and ignore it. Today, water reaching Zweju. Today, electricity in Zweju. Today, our people can travel on the road with other day by they getting ratty. Our uncle then will die. Will be on the road until the mega start coming from the casket. He said, no, it's not happening. He said, I would talk the truth about the old man. Out of Maryland, Senator Rebelo Brown. Said it to me. He said, Fatima, what happens to reaffirmation of cities? I said, the president wants the cities to be built. After we found out that the cities are not, they didn't meet criteria. He said, then what do you do? I said, we'll bring it back to you. He said, that's the respect that we want. But we all want development. We all want our cities to be built so that the right thing to do. So people are seeing it. People know. There are some of them who just passing around with plenty of noise here, noise there. But the people, the main players, people who got love for this country, see what this woman is doing. For that woman and the other women to come and talk to the president about what they are experiencing. I've been doing without formation of cities. I see the people, the clan chiefs, the town chiefs, all the clan chiefs, the town chiefs, the paramount chiefs. They got women paramount chiefs and all. They be telling me, you see the old man. You know what? The president is now thinking about building homes for the chiefs, our chiefs, making sure he provides transportation for every county for the chiefs to give them dignity. He ain't thinking about buying Gucci. He ain't thinking about buying, going to travel and live in luxurious hotels and be sitting out there spending Liberian people money. I told you a story, Dualu. Remember when I was sent to Atlanta to see him? I told him, I said, I would bring him a gift. I bought him Nike Air, the comfort ones that I ordered them to make for him. It was not even expensive. It was $250. I took that sneaker to him. But because I was going, they told me, say, if it come to New Jersey, I was going to get there, but I would have already left. So I told him he was where his hotel was. It was right by the mall. I told him to bring it to that night, the mall there, so I can pick it up. I picked it up, took it to him. When he looked at the box, he told me, say, he couldn't go right here. $250. Oh, he couldn't go. What was that? He said you couldn't go because I know me. I buy something, I will eat him hungry. So I was happy to carry the sneaker. Then he said he couldn't go right to Marshall. I don't know about Marshall and TJ and Basket at 29, and they see him walking. I said, no, they want to L. You walk on air, you say, nah. You say, you just won't waste money. You know, the kind of way this president thinks, that kind of way this man thinks. And they sit there, Gucci Papa. Gucci Papa will go see drug money, not eat a long walk a blueberry no. That me telling you. Then they can prosecute me. Yeah. And people, the list will come out soon. You see, and you know what I like? That we're doing it for our people there. Anybody who need around a cookie or they take small and bake the cookie, we call in that name. Nobody complaining, oh, that they call it all cocaine regime, all kind of things. We're not talking. But the moment a cross carpet it start going to them, you start hearing, wish OT. They don't want peace. So because your people steal Liberian money, and the FBI and the GBI and the Liberian people, all of them working together, they decide, you know, they go all through, trying to make sure that anybody who ain't in the safety in the when they see the crime, the jacket, they put on the side, and you say, oh, that witch hunt, we'll hunt all the witches. All of them. So Dwalu, yeah. Word on the street is Papa Gucci here were there. That me telling you, Papa Gucci, the word on the street. That why he passing around hiding. You will can't rapper here. Yeah, abandon finna last minute after they eat a cookie. Then move on there. I bake you, yeah.
Fatima, this is the issue. Look, it's a serious thing because we know even his brother-in-law in Liberia, there was report, there was an arrest out of Sierra Leone. We know what was happening. This coordinated operation with the Jamaican Cloud Wia's brother was in the country doing its own thing, using our military equipment in San Okande under the auspices of going D, Go, and Damo. We know what was happening. But let me say this to you. I got your video queue, Memzi. You want me to play that video now before I go to... Okay, let me play the video.
Councilor Gerald Moore, who's legal secretary to bridge that. Thank you, sir. So I really would like to take this opportunity to thank you on a very important thing.
You know, but when we put stuff in place, you know, it doesn't matter whether we achieve it or not, somebody can take it from there. So it's been long years, since 1920, Firestone been here, 1920. And we don't have a tire factory, neither a plastic bag factory. And that's a long time. Our parents died. You know, our generation, we our orientation, you know, we live, for me, I live everywhere. You know, I live in London, Paris, Monte Carlo, New York, Miami. You know, so we have to make sure that for all of us to benefit, we got to help each other to grow. Even though it becomes difficult.
Abraham, I'm confused. I don't know what he's trying to say there. President, that they kind of man will get the presidency to. What he was trying to say there? Because I don't understand it.
I am very, very much confused. The guy, Firestone invited the president. You know, every president that comes to power, Firestone will either pay a visit to you or they will be able to call you. For the fact that the mayor went there, the mayor sitting down from Firestone delegation, the mayor saying, maybe when I don't finish it, it is now full for me to be able to finish it. But anything I leave here, my girl will be able to take it from there. Really? This, I'm telling you, and Eduardo, this is the thing that I need to say. Every one of you guys who ever voted for President George Manuel Weah to come to power, you're there bad into in our country. You're there bad into, and I'm asking you guys, for you guys to go to your various gods, your various churches, your various mosques, for you to go ask for forgiveness. Because what you guys did to us for 6 years, it was alarming, it was disgraceful. Brother, you will not believe it that our international passport, our diplomatic passport was sold for little of nothing. Not only that, this guy will go to work 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the guy will leave from work round 3. Are you freaking kidding me? Why in President JMB can sometimes be to work, sometimes all the way to 9, 10, 11. And then you take out that man, President George Manuel Weah, he does not understand the presidency. He does not understand the value that is attached to our presidency. This man was operating on a fiasco level. And that is the reason why, when I see men and women joining the CDC, it hurt me. Because women, they put that red beret and that blue beret on, it's like their brain have been turned upside down. Just quite recently, the Maryland and Grand Jury, as soon as they took out that cap, they came out to their senses. So for me, I am saying this, and this is just, I'm just appealing to all of you guys that ever voted for this guy, but they harm to us. But they really harm to us. Look at in less than 2 years, in less than 3 years, look at how far our country is. Look at how respectful our country has become. Look at people in a diplomatic circle. People are running to come to our country just to be able to open an embassy. Ambassadors have been sent to our country that we did not hear about. But during George Manuel Weah, during Bear Weah, the guy was singing, and to say singing was the mark of the day. But then I'm asking him a question now. Why they say that this man is not singing no more? Is it that the president said put the aspiration of your son then into your brain? Is that how our president will be able to bring themselves? But our country has been rescued. Our country is on the wrapper of history. In less than 3 years, there have been no shortage of our major consuming food on the Liberian market, which is rice. In less than 3 years, there have been no shortage of gasoline or fuel on the Liberian market. And to add insult to injury, there have been a stable price. There have been a stable price of all our goods and services. Ministry of Commerce is making sure that everyone buy rice, not more than $15, not more than $16. And then look at the building that behind my brother, the diagnostic center. That diagnostic center, it will not just be built in one country. 2 places have been selected for that diagnostic center, which is Bonn and Magibi. And then people don't want for us. People don't want for us to be able to come here to be able to tell the woman thank you for the piece of job that he had done. All of his lieutenant, all of his minister and cabinet minister and director, deputy ministers, they are doing extremely well. No, I give it back to you.
Thank you, Abraham. Thank you so much. Before we go to the phone line, no, Fatima, you gotta leave early tonight. Before we go to the phone line once in a while, you know, Liberia will develop. And we want to say big shout out to D2FM 95.5 megahertz radio station, all the way in Government Count, Bokon Jidik, District number 2 in Sano County. Thank you for relaying the show way out there. We already appreciate you. This country will develop, and every single one of us have to fight for the soul of this country. Let's listen to the Vice President a little bit before we go to the phone line.
Pleasant evening to you, sir. Yes, sir. So you just came out of a whole day of meeting with manufacturers here in Liberia. What has been your take from these meetings today?
I think it's going well. They didn't say no about the law. They did that we are not being forceful, so people have been taking advantage of the law. But every one of them that came to the meeting all willing to work with the Liberian distributor. And for the Monday we'll be meeting most of the Liberian distributors they are dealing with. To see how they can come together and take over the market. They can equally have sub-distributors, whether by district or counties, all the details to be done on.
Were you shocked by these companies? 3 said they do not have distributors at all. Only 1 said they have both Liberian and foreign distributors. Were you shocked by that revelation?
I wasn't shocked because it should not be happening, but we should be doing our job. But we are not doing our work. First point of time, we are not being fulfilled. And so we take advantage of the law. So once we are ready to enforce the law and we are ready to work with us, I mean, we should work with them to make sure that all of these things are in the confines of the law.
It's been 16 years since that law was passed. And someone will ask, why now? And how effective is it going to be? We've had talks and talks and talks. Are you ready to walk the walk? By you, I'm asking this government.
We are ready. We are ready, and the factories are ready. Everyone that came today said they are ready. It was just that they needed a billion. But I said to them, we already got what I'm doing. We'll talk about the capacity issue, all those things will be addressed. Monday will be meeting with a few other manufacturers like Seti and City Data and all the cement and steel. We'll be meeting with them, and then we'll be meeting with Liberian distributors. There are some big guys, Liberian guys in the market. They talk about Essidor.
Hey, Brother Blair, we just spent a very short time. We'll take the phone calls. Everybody, Blair, let me start with you here. A law was written over 16 years ago to make sure manufacturers in the country have local Liberian distributors. And one thing that the president has done that I love, he has not, quote unquote, parked this vice president. He is utilizing him in every way imaginable, send the vice president to various locations to make sure some of the things that are going to improve Liberian people's lives, the vice president go after them. As you see here, most of the manufacturers that are not coming to Liberia, they have to have Liberian distributors. We have to be in the chain. Liberian people got to make money too. What does that say about the government and the approach that President Bwaka has applied to his administration to make sure Liberians get involved in their own economy, Blair? On mute.
Yeah, Dalu. You see, these things should have been done. It's like the vice president said, is the implementation. The distribution chain line is what grow the economy. It puts money into people's pocket. Okay, the man who manufactures does not do the distribution. Now you enable other people to be able to distribute that to the wholesalers. The wholesalers will then sell it to the retailers. That is the production line and distribution line there. When you do things like that, Dwalu, it enables people to put money in their pockets. And once they able to put money in their pockets, people will be able to pay revenue and taxes to governments. And those revenues and taxes will be able to carry out projects in the country. The thing here is that countries like Ghana have been implementing those things for quite a very long time. Because when you implement these kind of policies, Dwalu, you are improving and extending the private sector. People will begin to turn their eyes away from government jobs. Because the more we have many manufacturers in the country, the more distributors we have in the country, the more wholesalers we have in the country, the more retailers we have in the country. And equally so, Dwalu,
I hope it will go down the line wherein wholesalers will not do retailing. Because when you retail, you affect the people who come to buy the wholesale from you and go do retail. So that whole production line, if the government seriously implement that, Dwalu, many people who are crying today about jobs, they will become self-employed. And it must be done in a way that it is monitored by, it's good that we have a commerce minister that is really monitoring the market. That she always say consumer interest is what really matters to her. And as it is, we just hope that the price will be government stipulated price. So basically, I hope whatever endeavors that the president is carrying out through his vice president is going to work well. For the vice president, those things are not strange because he himself has been a businessman. He knows how these things work, how it happens. But we have these strong policies, and for a very long time we have the weak implementation of these policies. So at the end of the day, these manufacturers, these people, they want money. They want money. And once you do not have people on their back to make sure that the policies are rightfully implemented, they will take advantage of the law. Dwalu?
Thank you, Blair. And Mo, let's come to you before we go to the phone line. Any comment on this issue about the only thing I love about this is the vice president, unlike yesteryears, where the vice president was literally terrified to do anything. If you watch the previous administration, in fact, there was a period, if people remember, for maybe almost 4 years, they were not even speaking to her. They ostracized Malanjua Howard Taylor. In fact, it was a huge friction there. But there's a fluidity with this administration where the vice president may give you many tasks. In fact, most of the yellow machines that came to the country, the vice president Kuhn had to go into China and organize this thing better. The president's giving him different tasks to make sure the agenda, the arrest agenda is hastening and the president achieve his goal. What does that say about the president kind of leadership that he's willing to delegate to responsible men and women in this organization so that Bureau can improve? Because I see the vice president working all the time, Mo.
Thank you, Dwalo. You know, when you go look for a job, the people can ask for experience. In fact, this time in most workplaces, they ask for experience before education because they know that with experience, you can get things done smoothly. This president was vice president 12 years. And he knew how things were with him. And he talked about it, he complained about it indirectly when he talked about the race car park and not on the track. When you want to see the race car running performing, put it on the racetrack. And so it would have been terrible on his part to go there as president, having experienced the vice presidency for 12 years, and then use his vice president as a race car parked in the garage. We all know the vice president function first is to serve as president of the Senate and other functions that the president will give you. If the president decides that you will not do anything, you will only go preside on the Senate and run the 77 group of 77. That's all. But why should you suffer yourself when you have a strong, energetic vice president who can help you in every way? And so our vice president's performance is because of his boss. His boss is giving him every leverage to learn, to understand these things. And I am proud of the VP. With his business background, he understands most of these things, And that's why when the president gives him the assignment, he goes straight to the root cause or the root causes. And that's why we are seeing difference on the market. Remember last July 26th, the president giving that task. The thing about flour, about egg, about all these small things, sugar and this and that. You don't hear people complaining about egg anymore. As a matter of fact, there is surplus on the market. People producing it here. I'm not sure people complaining about flour again. I haven't heard it in a long time. Sugar and all of these things. It's because of these interventions. And that's one other reason why these basic commodities prices are stable on the market. The last time I talked about them, people want to use the fight against drug to cover all of these success stories. When I get carried away by them, since we took power and we settle out things on rice business, I've not heard people complaining, oh, rice bread that they want on their side, rice bread that one on our side. Basically, it is no longer a problem for the people. And so, I have even been talking to the vice president, the next thing we got to focus on now is the cost of building materials, which is very, very important. And I'm sure he's studying that, and at the right time, they will get on it. So, I am here sitting happy and hearing the VP talking of all of these work that he's doing. Sometimes this work can even overtake going to the Senate. But yes, it is in the interest of the country. And I want to say on behalf of him, thank you to the president for giving your VP the leverage, for making Liberian people to understand that vice president position should not be a dormant position. It should not be only about presiding over the Senate. It should be about helping the president. Dwalu.
I agree with you, Mo. The vice presidency is a very serious position. It's not just the president of the Senate, because you can do so much more. And like you said, Mo, the president understands that because he himself was in that position. And I don't think anybody who is still active want to be sitting there and not contributing very massively. If anybody has anything else to say, my brother Abraham, Blair, before we go to the phone line, to the vice president and the job he's doing in the country, so many other angles the president has utilized him to make sure we achieve the rest agenda demands that the president has set for the country. Anybody, any comment before we go to the phone line, guys?
For me, I don't have.
Okay, so you have no comment. So while we're waiting to go to the phone line, Fatima, you have to go. Let me set it up. In the meantime, Fatima, we see you so much. Let's drive through Kakatan small while I'm setting this up for you guys to come on board. Harris is not here tonight, but in the same time, we'll just drive through Kakatan small.
I thought to do a little checkup in Kakata. We want to see how clean the main streets of Kakata City can be, or what the main streets look like. How clean is it? Beginning from the Batan community. Just keep following. On the main road. So I will appreciate if you go as fast as possible for the saga list.
That was the main streets of Kakata. You can place your calls from anywhere you're calling from. This number is also on WhatsApp. The number is 774-578-1963. Let's take a few calls on this end regarding anything that was discussed here tonight. Just to make sure people are following and doing that. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for phone calls, actually we'll get our first phone call here. Caller, you're live. Hello, caller, you're live.
Good evening, my dear brother Dwalu and AB, Albert, and Watermoo. Good for you guys, and I appreciate your day coming up on the show. Something caught my heart a couple of days ago. I watched a guy, a young boy, kill a young girl, and I think he buried her. And then the day again, Fatima had a video where the man kind of hit the lady with his stick. Well, I know everything is Dwalu. Now you're the new man for the town. Can you guys just please educate our young women a little more, and especially the parents, to stop selling their children to men for money?
Hey, talking again, Mama.
The men had the boy killed the other day and buried her. Because the boy riding motorbike, the boy said, if I were the man, my daughter, I don't know the man is ugly. You ugly, tell your child when you suffer and born because they don't have time yet. You take a girl to one man and riding motorbike, I can get you a few cups and you sell your child's right? Then if you try, I don't know, sometimes I get so sick and discouraged because they say, if somebody ask me next time why you won't be born, I'm saying Bethlehem Palace. Because Liberian people can think, I've never seen a group of people who hate themselves, the Liberian people. We want nothing good come out of the country. We want nothing good come out of ourselves. We want nothing good come out of our children. Those who have a means of educating the people, please, mom, you start selling your girls. Suffer for your children. You take the hurt, you take the pain, so your children cannot be abused like that. Please.
Thank you. Caller, you're live. The name where you calling from? Hello, caller. Please do not listen to your device in the back. Listen to your headset. Hello? Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, nice Rudy? How you doing?
Hey, Rudy, you're welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really applaud. Hello?
Do not listen to your device in the back. Listen to your headset.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. First time calling, long time listener. I always listen to you guys. I mean, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I do really appreciate what Fatima Day. I mean, she was on live. I saw the whole thing. It kind of broke my heart. And like the last caller said, I mean, we have to educate these young girls. We need to educate these young girls. We need to educate people around the country. She stood up well. She did what she had to do. And, man, I applaud her for it. I wish she was on the show for me to tell her thank you for what she's doing.
Thank you. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
How you doing, my brother?
Hey, Jerry. How you doing, brother?
The name is Jerry James Dobie and calling for Springfield, Mass. But what else? I saw you trying to notice in a country, but without noticing it. Learning Liberia history. All part leadership. The people always back the VP in a specific position. It was just saying to that capital building to be part in the Senate. But what I noticed President GNP have break in the barrel. Imagine the Patrick just like VP 2 team. Next election, the Patrick running the VP, the next capital is very clear. It will be clear. Imagine the VP somebody that play for power.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. With JMD as the running mate, regretting it now.
Yeah.
It missed an opportunity to have made. If regretting no, be patient. If God getting something for you, okay.
Yes, sir.
VP, your campaign will be clear. It will be very clear. Cool, brother. Thank you for the clarity on the show. All our love people. Anyway, or more. You love your country. If you love your country, try to put something in your country for the
Thank you.
world. Because people say,
What a life. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. Yep. And I want to say, Color, you're live. Do not listen to your device in the back. Listen directly through your headset. You are live.
Hi, my name is Rebecca James.
Yep. Welcome.
I just called to compliment you guys. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
The show is calm and educative. It's not loud and noisy. Nobody yelling, you know.
Exactly.
And the loudspeaker to give people hearing pain. I just want to say one thing here. I was in Liberia not too long ago. My road was very dirty and filthy. But as I see it on the TV, it's very nice and clean. I really appreciate that. But with the road construction that is going on, I know in other developed countries they have divided like the line in the middle.
Mhm.
I noticed that they don't have that in most of the roads in Liberia. Why is that?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, the public web minister is listening and answer that question, or maybe lack of resources. I'm just guessing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much.
All right.
Color, you're live. Your name and where you're calling from.
Thank you, Mr. Dwyer.
Hey, Mr. Brunel, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, my question go to Mr. Ali. Mr. Ali, what time you going to give her water in the Josephine area towards my Barkley?
Your representative more funny in the budget. You need to move water can the right away. Every representative is a challenge now. So who's Mount Bagley representative?
No, I don't know the representative.
I think not
Small more by myself.
Marco Francis. Marco Francis.
Yeah, 20 we all live in the same area.
Mm.
And there's sort of people that live around me. We get poor people, they want to help us.
Mm.
Yeah, so Mr. Mo, please try to help us and kill some good water for us.
Thank you. Me more than begin my water, so I'm calling. I'm talking to me.
I know you probably got water already.
I got water. Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Caller, you're live. And you know where you're calling from.
Hello, Mr. Dwyer. This is Frank calling from.
Mr. Duna, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing great. Firstly, I want to thank you for your commitment to this show.
Thank you.
And, I believe strongly that you mean well for the country.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. What I want to say this evening is that people know exactly what is going on in Liberia positively. People know there are a lot of developments going on in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
But again, for political reasons, they don't want to accept the fight.
Mm.
And they believe that, by seeing the wrong things or the negative things that, that will make them to go back to power. But I think, just when I observed today, a lady coming from Maryland or somewhere in the, eastern region,
yep,
going over there to meet President Barker and telling President Barker, thank you.
Mm.
That says a whole lot about the entire country. I come from Lofa County.
Mm.
People in Vanyama Television Hospital and every area, people were very, very happy for what is going on. So let us continue to portray the good things about Liberia, those things that are going on. People will go the negative way, but let us put the reality on the ground. Let people see what is going on. I just want to thank you so much, Mr. Gralu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Duna. Thanks for calling. We'll take this call and a couple more calls and call you at night. Caller, you're live.
Hello, Gralu. My name is Maxwell. Michael Dawson. I call you from Harrison State. I want to say thanks to the panelists for a job well done.
Thank you.
Liberia is taking shape, and during the fight that we see a lot of things happening across our country. I was so excited this afternoon when I saw the women who came from Maryland County.
Mm-hmm.
drove from Maryland and came to Monrovia to acknowledge all the good things our government is doing. My attention is drawn to one aspect that I don't think you guys talk about. And let me give it up to the tourist sector, that against the tourism sector. They started doing very well. My attention is drawn to those vehicles of our former president. They are on the grid. If you go to the Centennial Pavilion, those vehicles are parked right behind our museum. And look, that is a legacy asset that our children, our grandchildren, can see tomorrow and say, look, these were the vehicles that do roads when he was president. Chancellor used the Mercedes Benz, and but I say use this one, and you go work on road this one. When we have those assets on the ring, and the ring gives them every day, I mean, it really bleeds my heart.
Yeah.
So I want you to please make some emphasis. Let me take the vehicles out of the ring and prepare a place and put them there.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're talking about taking the trailer like road most of the time. If you do, you put them there to know. These are the vehicles our former president used. Those your public vehicles, look, my grandchild wants to see that vehicle.
Yeah.
My grandchild wants to see it. So please, I beg you, let us, like you said, on Friday, let's talk about some of the essential things, not in politics. But those things, that can reshape our society. Thank you very much for the call.
Thank you very much. Yes, those vehicles got their own story to tell. The make you know that we are all mortals. So when you occupy the presidency, know it's going to end. Do right by your people. Color your life. You're the final caller for the night.
Yeah. Do I know this is a Bokai calling from Iowa?
Hey, Bokai, welcome below.
Yeah. Thank you for the show. Thanks for all the panelists on the show. We do appreciate you guys for taking your time off to be on the show. David, thank you very much. And my woman, I always love your podcast. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you, and continue to showcase Liberia and continue to fight for us. But Dwalu, let me just talk to my unity partisan. CDC have a strategy now that everything that happens as soon as the president is going to dedicate our project, they will say that our project. We have the funding already. We're already in process. See what happened. President Boga broke ground for a diagnosis center, and that project ground was breaking and everything. Now the project is completed. It will soon be dedicated. All on Facebook that we are project. We are was the one that said hey and this and that. So that is their strategy. Know now that they have nothing to campaign about in 2029.
Yep.
But they are going to spread that lies around all our project. Well, we started the road project, we started that project.
And brother, don't worry, Baga, Labrimpo already know.
So the one I'm saying, and most of the time I tell people, I say, except where we that are living in Liberia and know for the world what happened in Liberia, we're not there, we still living, and we pray to God to see 2029 to debunk their lies and everything. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for the show more. Thank you. Thank you for the water, everything around Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. And like Mo Ali said, if you're a representative or senator in the Republic of Liberia, you have an opportunity to fight to put money in the budget. So your district, if you want water in your district, so you put money in the budget. Mo will put a crew together. They will make sure they bring out water to your district. So senators in the country, they got to fight. It's part of your advocacy. And you will still get credit for it because what Mo is doing when he comes to y'all, he said, oh, that John Brown from District Number 3 in Riverside County, he don't want fall for the budget for me to bring water here. You will still get that credit. And that Labrin government fixing it. So nobody can lie, say they don't want to. Man, y'all, thank you so much. Mo, I know you got to go home. Let's have your parting statement for the night, Mo Ali.
Yeah. So, let me say thank you to all of our radio stations.
More before you go ahead, ain't that true? If the senator then put the money in the budget, you put water in the district, is that what they want?
Definitely, Dwalu. Definitely. So, let me say we are trying to get few more radio stations. A radio station in Wiyala has got in touch. Today we got in touch with the radio station in Totota. Once we get arrangement done, they will begin to relay. That the intent is to spread all over the country so that we can be able to carry the good news to our people and counter those who are lying. Let me say, it is always a good thing to come onto this place. We saw accusations today flying against the DEA director. They have refuted it, but there are lots of questions to be answered. Like we said, we are backing nobody. We are putting our neck on the line for no one in this drug fight. They need to tell us clearly the vehicle that is alleged to have been donated by a member of a drug ring, which they deny is not for the DEA director, whatever it is, but that particular vehicle has been seen with him. It has been seen at the DEA. It was seen part of the convoy that carried the drugs to be burned. All those questions are there. It is good for them to come out very, very clearly and tell us, the Liberian people, who gave the vehicle. It's a private vehicle. What was it doing, the operation, and all of these things. We're not going to back anyone. If you fall down inside, you fall down inside. You're in jailhouse. You'll go to your case. Good night, Balu, and good night to everyone. And today, Friday, right? Happy weekend to everyone. Good night.
Thank you so much, Bleh. I know you wait out there. It's very late on your end. Talk to your people.
Indeed, it was a beautiful evening. I was glad to be here to interface with you guys and these beautiful people there in the audience. Like most said, this thing, the only way we can rescue this country when we are bold, when we can look into the faces of our own and say, you have to answer this question. These questions. I even called the OIC today. I spoke with him. I asked a few questions. And then I made one or two calls. And somebody told me we do not even have all of the government vehicles that were given to us are white. But there's somebody outside the LDA, but within the security sector. So, but we've been seeing him with that car in his convoy. Now, I think the National Investigation Intelligence Committee should go further to ask, because it was like the pilot car in the convoy when they were going to burn the drugs. So I think they should ask who was the driver of that car, who the car belongs to, and what operation that the car goes for. I think we'll get to the bottom of this. Like the president said, anybody, there is no secret car. Anybody who is involved in this thing, the person must be brought to book. While we have confidence in people who are working in government, like I said yesterday, we never know who is who. And from the onset of these people, when they took over as caretakers, Dwalu, I beat on Patrick. I beat on Biago 2 times. But Patrick, it was consistent. People say, oh, Albert, these are young people, you envy them. And everything that I compiled against him, these are the same allegations leveled against him today. So I hope as we go forward, like we understood that people from within the SY government, 4 or 5 have been interrogated, and the investigating team is compiling a report, and actions will be taken in coming days. So this is not about only people in this government. The root people who the cells are left in government, and other people came and joined them. Those are the people that we are rooting out. And at the end of the day, like I said, these things will continue to happen as long as our territorial waters are not guarded. The Coast Guard need to be enabled. They need to put money in the budget. The Speaker and the Senate Pro Tempore should reduce the money they put in the budget for themselves. One person cannot be carrying over 2.8 million United States dollars. How frequent are you traveling? Who's visiting you? What are you doing with 2.2 million, $3.2 million? Senate Pro Tempore, $1.8 million. What are they doing with it? The people are not protected, but you allocated for your one office of $1.8 million.
speakers about 3 million. Why we need equipment for Coast Guard to be able to guard our territorial waters. Coast Guard is under the national defense budget, only 4 million, including salary, everything. It cannot sustain the coastal line in terms of protecting our coast. And I think it's about time that these people should be awakened. They are talking about decentralizing the ports, autonomizing the ports. How can you autonomize the ports in Liberia when our coastal lines are not even protected? I think the focus should be protecting the coastal line, enabling the national defense to be able to protect our territorial waters. Other than that, the business in the legislature, as head of both houses, I think it's just for themselves, not the Liberian people, Dualu. Good night.
AB, before you go ahead and your parting statement for the night, sir.
Dora, let me say thank you for this fantastic show. Let me say thank you to our audience and our followers. If you are not following the page, it will be, good for all of us, for us to go to follow the page, Class Reloaded, so that as we come on, you will be able to get the notification as well. But for me, this is just a strong advice to my friend and brother, Martin Colley. I strongly believe that if Martin Colley have any sensitive information concerning this case, if you want the Justice Minister number, if you want Prince C.Y. Johnson number, if you want any of them, contact for you to be able to speak with them. I think it is important for you to be able to speak with them, for you to be able to release a sensitive information that you think you have, then for you to be able to go in the public and be able to be putting up the information in the public. Now, I'm not saying that this information is authentic or the information is false. That's not what I'm saying. But for us to be able to operate as a men and women who know what they are doing, I think this is the best way for us to be able to go. Furthermore, let me say thank you to Mr. President. Let me say thank you to Mr. President, because this president have taken the Liberian people problem to be his problem. He have taken the Liberian people Kenya to be his Kenya. This puppet does not sleep at night except for weekend, solving problem upon problems. Sometimes the minister, Madam Mawaka Belete, she was settled, she does not sleep many days, making sure to dot the T and then dot the I. I am just thankful to Mr. President, because I just thinking, if you were not here, what would Joseph Jingi Roberts be saying today? What will President Tubman be saying today? I think where their body is rested, where they are laying down today, they are rejoicing in their spirit, because there have been someone who have come to the country to be able to rescue, to be able to liberate the Liberian people. That's what Jeremy said. There will be no sacred cow. So this way, it is the best way possible. The Papa is not only showing to the Liberian people that he is from Lofa, he is not just showing to the Lofian that he is only from there. The mayor is showing to every country. That's the reason every loops and corners of our country, the Papa handbag is all. And let me say thank you to Mo Ali. Mo Ali is doing extremely well too, making sure that water, because water is life, daughter. So let me say thank you, yeah? Let me say thank you to the Papi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abraham. Before I even part to now, let me just play a quick video of the air factory in the country. Before anything goes on, let me start this video from the beginning.
Exporter in bon country, and guess what? The people producing air here in bon country, and I will be going to the people who working here to show you what's more the support they're getting for the Ministry of Agriculture. You have made sure you can get the ministry. You can't see Sonny, can't see air. Okay. So you see this is it. You see the egg, now they're producing the egg. Yeah, so we are in bon country here, in bon country. We are in bon country.
Thank you and welcome to Passion Farm in Bon Country. Thank you. Here we are producing chicken eggs. We have about 14,000 chicken.
Wow.
Yes. Every day we're producing 11,000 eggs. And we can pack it here and send it to Banga Market. So you can come and see. So this is the egg. You see? We can feed the chicken 2 times a day. 2 times? Yeah, for them to lay egg more. Okay.
So what's the support I get from the Ministry of Agriculture?
Okay, we get about 69,000 from the Ministry of Agriculture. So that help us to start from the beginning. But from there now we have to pour another money because they couldn't make it. So you can see the chicken, they can drink right here. You see the, yeah, they walk on here. Then they eat right here. When they lay the egg, they come here. Yes. Nice. You can see the chicken.
So what's my final message to the people of Liberia in the president? When you tell the people?
I want to thank the president that is doing well for us. And also, I want to tell the people, the young people of Liberia, that they can invest more in agriculture. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Small development across the country. It seems like in every county there's something happening. My brother Anak G, we have discussed the drug issue literally every day, and we will discuss it every day. It is the major issue in the country, and it's being spoken about responsibly on this network. I understand everybody tried to sensationalize the issue with drug, but there's been no administration that have fought drug so aggressively as it's been done by President Boakai. The evidence is self-evident. Let me just put it that way. The proof is self-evident. We want to think about it that way. But I want to close today with these continuous reminders to Liberians across their country. When your country is doing well and you belong to a certain political party and you don't want to celebrate the good thing that's happening in your country, you're a fool for doing that, because if your aim is, if I'm not in government and another person does it, I should not celebrate it. Whatever Liberia benefits, it's going to benefit the entirety of our country. It's not going to be limited to one person. And I want Liberians themselves to embrace their country. As we always say on this show, do not think of yourself being a man from Riverside. You belong to Liberia. Do not think of yourself as being from Nima County. These are administrative districts across our country. You belong to every single square meter of our 43,000 square miles of our country. This is your country. You must embrace your country in its entirety, and we must want more across Liberia. This is what we've been tasked with. If the administration, your government, this is your money. The money does not belong to President Boakai. Whatever President Boakai brings to any county, like they've done to Grand Crew County with the cows, that they have done to Grand Crew County, they're bringing additional coconut plantation out there to make sure we grow something that we can market later on. You must embrace that. You cannot destroy that. You cannot steal that. You cannot miniaturize that. You must elevate that, because if you do, you're elevating Liberia. And the mandate to all of us is that we got to fight to elevate this country. Nobody else, despite what you may think, nobody else going to come from Mars. They're not going to come from Norway. to come and liberate and elevate Liberia. We ourselves must elevate this country. It is a challenge to everybody across our country. Look, there is nothing wrong with having an affiliation with a political organization. However, if your country is doing well, that you see the roads being conducted across the country, you must celebrate that. If you see hospital, diagnostic centers being built to make sure we don't go to India to die, we must celebrate that. I want you to think of us as being entirely connected. I am not separated from you. Whatever affects one Liberian affects everybody else across the country. Now, I'm not speaking about taking on people's personal problem. I'm talking about societal problems. A road connecting Zoidru, that road for all. It's cause for celebration. A brand new hospital being built, it calls for celebration. When the Emory Hospital was built, if you go to my page, it would call for a massive celebration because I know what it would have done in the western region of Liberia. The hospital was built, was not fully furnished. When President Bwaka came in, they expanded it, they created a new driveway. It was a continuation of the hospital. Today, you see Redemption Hospital being massively expanded under President Joseph Yaman Bwaka. That calls for celebration. When you try to paint your country in a bad light, simply because you're trying to score political point, you're diminishing yourself without knowing that you are diminishing yourself. Liberia is a small country. We must elevate this country. Politics cannot be about destroying yourself. That is not politics. That is self-hate. It is that inferiority complex we talk about. Lord, let me say this. For the people who continue to say that we were building our hall, we didn't finish our hall, Joey, at time. We got to come back so we can finish our hall. I say, woe unto you. May you never finish that house. And let my girl Gina Dere say, let grass and BB tree then grow in our house because you don't deserve to finish that house with the people's money. If you want to build a hell of a mansion, no problem. Go sell plastic, baby, a hell of a mansion. We will celebrate you. But if you got to take water money that belongs to Wiala and you go be with her, I say, woe unto you and your generation. May you suffer in this life, in the life after. May your generations be cursed for trying to take money from the Liberian people. We have suffered for so long. This country has suffered. And one of the reasons why I will continue to champion the cause of President Bwaka until I see otherwise is President Bwaka means well for this country. Look at what is being done across your country. You know, I was reading the thread today and I heard some people saying, but poverty don't finish from Liberia yet. It's anybody making the power, he has not eliminated poverty. The poverty that in Liberia, it would take the consistency you see currently being manifested in Liberia. It would take a minimum of 25 years to make a massive dent in our poverty. Let me repeat this. The poverty that in Liberia, it would take 25 years of what President Bwaka is doing consistently for 25 years for us to massively reduce poverty in the country. That's how real it is. So when people like me sit on this platform and say, we are no longer going back, we must progress in the right direction that is transformative, a direction that is going to really reduce the infant mortality rate in our country that you see being done over the last 3 months. Not a single child has died in childbirth because there's been tremendous improvement. It would take 25 years of consistency. When you see about the connections of our roads and the paving of our roads, it has to take 25 years on average. I'm talking about global developmental strategy. Go read for yourself. It takes anywhere from 15 to 25 years to really feel the impact of this consistency. So it must continue for 25 years. And we want it to continue for 25 years. When you see in secondary education being expanded and being made free from kindergarten to 6th grade to fully up the literacy rate in our country, it must be done for a consistency of 25 years, an entire generation. So we have to push for that. When you're seeing new clinics being electrified across our country, over 400 clinics across the country that are government supported. We need to make sure that happens for 25 consecutive years for us to truly feel the impacts of the reversal of poverty that has happened in Liberia. This is not done under one presidency. And this is why for continuity, we must get somebody who's much better than President Bwaka when he's done. After his 12 years, we must get somebody who's better than him again. It must always be better. It must be based on meritocracy and not the mediocrity that we allowed to govern this country in yesteryears. If we are going to grow as a society, we must pursue excellence and diligence and integrity and commitment and a vision that is actionable across our country, a vision that we tailor to the Liberian condition. This is what is required to transform Liberia with a consistency over quarter of a century, 25 years. That's what they require. So when somebody comes on the platform and say, oh, they said about making the power in 2 years, 7 months, and poverty stay in Liberia. I know sometimes, I don't know whether it's ignorance or it's naivety or you're playing dumb or playing sheer stupidity. Maybe perhaps the person does not fully understand what it takes for a grind. It takes a day to destroy the hydropower plant. You need a minimum 2 to 5 years to rebuild it. That's how long it takes. When we were taking the electric poles across our country, cutting it down and making it into wool, to get the electric poles back to the country, it would take you 2 to 5 years to get them there. When we route all the copper wire across our country, to replant those copper wires will take you 2 to 5 years just to replant them. The electrical grids of our country was destroyed. All the government agencies were destroyed. Liberia brightest minds, those who had the means in the country to transform the country, they left the country with their children. We had a brain drain. We have to re-strategize to get a brain gain back to the country. That takes anywhere from 10 to 15 years with a consistency to get them back into the country. This is how much it takes for development. So when you hear me screaming about seeking out Liberia best and brightest minds, we're more prepared platforms in the country that is being planned right now, as you see on the President Boakai. Look, I'm going to give kudos to some of the kudos to go to President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Her first term, she did a fantastic job. If you look at the numbers, her second term, she dropped the ball. It was more focused on lining their pockets. But President Boakai, look, if we were so fortunate, and Mala Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did not step in the way, and there was this continuity from 2017, and President Boakai had governed this country from 2017 to 2023, and then he governed from 2023 to 2029, we would have cut into that year by half. Because you can see the consistency being manifested in Liberia today. And that consistency requires every single Liberian citizen to understand this across our country. I want you to understand this. If the standard of living is going to be transformed into total, there must be a consistency of leadership over a greater span of time. And that span of time is 15 to 25 years. This is why I say every day to Liberian citizens across our country, do not vote on likability factors. Do not vote for any man or woman for that matter, just because you say, I let it ball. You must vote on the person's capability to be able to deliver to your society that which that society needs, that which that society has been prepared for, that which that society has planned for. This is what it takes to develop your society. If you send opossum trap setters to the legislature, the result is what you see being manifested in Liberia today. We must send men and women with a vision, with the capacity to actualize that vision in our society, with the forcefulness recognizing that we don't have time. We don't have a lot of time. If we are going to get caught up with the rest of the world, we are literally 100 years behind the developed world. Literally. 100, an entire century behind the developed world. If we are going to catch up, we cannot toy around with leadership. The awesome responsibility as a senator is not something that is called for a dry meat seller. A senator is a well-learned man or woman. A senator is tenacious. A senator is tactful. A senator has tremendous integrity. A senator grinds everything he does, he prepares, he calculates, because he understands he has to govern an entire people. The Liberian Senate, an unplayed-up place. The Liberian House of Representatives, that unplayed-up place. This is where we send our brightest minds. They are going to chart a new course for our society. They must understand, they must be well-read. I don't know anybody that I hang with, that I work with, that doesn't read something every single day. I don't know a day in my life that I've not read something that has at least 10, 15 pages. I don't know a day. They have to be very well read. They must understand the way the global environment works. But when we take anybody, put a man who will carry the man for representative. And not just somebody you care for representative. This man is carrying your hope and aspiration for transformation for Wiala. This is not somebody. Has this person transformed their own life? Do they have the capacity to be ingenious about the way we transform Wiala? You must ask them the tough questions. This is what is required for Mama Liberia to breathe. We've been stuck in this wilderness for probably over half a century, over 50 years. And as you see Liberia, new life is coming to Liberia. As we breathe life back into Liberia, I want to challenge every single one of us. I'm begging you, Ahoyafo. We must continue on the trajectory that takes us upward. We cannot go behind, because if a man is not prepared to govern or lead an agency or a government and be able to have a plan for that agency and say, listen, in the first quarter, 3 months, this is where I want to be. And he has the calculation, he has the capacity to get us to quarter 2. And say, in quarter 2, we're going to go to quarter 3. There must be a clear roadmap of how we attain certain things. This is not something you can just say. It's something you must have experienced in the past. You have to prepare for it. Massive training for it. But when we get ready, we say, you gotta take money changer and put it in the legislature. There's nothing wrong with money changer. And graduating from LU does not give you the experience required to enter the legislature. Graduating from Harvard University does not give you the preparation to become a representative right away. It gives you some tools that you got to hone over a certain period of time before now you go to the legislature, because you're fully prepared at that point. Now, there are exceptions to this rule. There are some people just exceptional. They can leave school and go become a representative. But we want people that have some experience and understand our socioeconomic problems in our society and how to formulate plans to make sure we find solutions to those very vexing problems that are actually crippling Douala. How do we make Douala transformative? This is the question I want to leave you guys today. It is a challenge to all of us. But Rome will continue to go in front. Put the politics aside. If Doualu is not prepared to do something, don't put Douali there. I don't care if Doualu supported you. We must find people that can deliver at the level of directorship and above. I've always said this, directorship. If you're a director of an entity, if you have a deputy minister, if you are a minister, if you are a representative, if you are a senator, if you're a president, vice president, it is a legacy position. This is not a position where you go to get a paycheck. At that level, you can get a paycheck no matter what, whether you work in the private sector, whether you don't work in government, because you have elevated yourself to a level where you can eke out a living no matter where you are globally, whether you're in Liberia or you're elsewhere. You can make decent money to be able to eat. But when you take one hungry son of man swan, they may not get hot, they may not sleep on the air condition before. You take that man, you go be that man representative. The first thing they may want to do, you want pay hot. They may not own car before. They won't buy a car. All the lady get when I refusing, he won't chase them for it because he's never experienced those. You have to get a person who's been at a higher socioeconomic position to begin with. They've already had a car before. They done made $2,000 a month for the last 5 years of their life. So they're living a quality upper standard of living before. So the issue of coming to the government space and they're driving a car, they don't care about a vehicle because they already had a vehicle. They don't care about sleeping on air conditioning. They've already slept on air conditioning. They don't care about a house. They already own the house. It doesn't mean poor men cannot rise to that occasion. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you can force yourself, you can prepare yourself, you can work yourself upward. When you get upward, then you're prepared to join this facility. Until we do that, we will continue to fight. We will continue to do things that will not get us there. And how do we get there? All got to be tenacious about Liberia. We got to demand, if you're going to be superintendent of my beloved Lofa County, you have to have a plan for Lofa County. You have to strategize for Lofa County. I'm not saying you're picking and will help you be superintendent. They can be your driver, but you cannot make them chief of office staff because they don't have the technical skills to give you the kind of feedback you need to deliver for Lofa County. This is what is required for our society. And my thing is, I will continue to beg us to continue to demand results from our leaders in a respectable way, by the way. And yes, a secondary option. If they cannot deliver those results, the more respect I say, and move from there. Let's put a woman in charge who can actually do that work. Let's put a man in charge that can actually do that work. And then we demand you Liberian citizens to responsibility of citizenship. It is not just limited to voting. Your primary responsibility, I want you to look in your constitution, is to hold your government accountable. Article 1, and I will read Article 1 tonight before I leave. And I want you to understand what Article 1 about your citizenship. And Liberian people, we must understand, and sometimes people read the Constitution long before they understand it. Article 1 of the Liberian Constitution. All powers is inherent in the people. All free government are instituted by their authority. And the people get the power of the authority and for their benefit. And they have the right to alter and reform the same when their safety and happiness so require it. Anytime somebody not producing government, that means you've been checking it every single day. When they're not producing, you can move them because your happiness is dependent on whether or not that person produced for your society. If they're not producing, the Constitution says you can remove them. In order to ensure democratic government, which responds to the wishes of the governed, the people have the right at such period and in such manner as provided for under this Constitution to cause the public servants to leave office and to fill all vacancy by regular elections and appointments. The power of the people is inherent in the people, in the very people themselves. So you are not limited to voting. Every time you vote, the person where you vote for now is my man, they chair where you sit now in. We want clean water. Yeah, in Total. We want clean water in Ban and Seclepie and San Nicolas. We want our water tower. Your job now is to go out there and do everything. Advocate. I don't care. Negotiate with the government and get my water in Ban in my county. Because that's what we put you there. Don't come give me excuses about I went there and the people that won't cooperate with me. This is where negotiation comes in. You have to advocate heavily. No, Mr. President, I'm not voting on that bill until I take my water tower to Seclepie. That's how it's done globally. They have to produce. They have to improve your standard of living. This is their job. Liberian people are begging you, if we are going to grow, we must find our brightest minds. Our brightest minds. And then when we find our brightest minds, we hold them and we ask them and we demand from them that they got to produce for Barclayville. They must produce. They must not sleep. A representative does not sleep for 6 years. Because every day he's planning. They're supposed to have the district offices with officials in those offices to make sure they're planning every single day. They should have maps of that district. They should have the population of that district. They should have a listing of that district. They should have the entire catalog of everything in the district. And everything that I'm working in that district, it should be fully cataloged and on a big billboard in the district. They should have a Facebook page. They should have a channel. Everything the representative does should be posted on a daily basis. There should be the Facebook person who supervises the district Facebook page to update the district exactly what the representative is doing for that district. The legislation that he's working on, the votes that he's held. You got to demand from them. That's our job. And I'm begging you, I'm holding you for. We don't want to die and leave Liberia like this. Remember, our children must inherit a better Liberia than we did. This is our task. If we don't do this, we will have failed them. And by God, we cannot fail. And I want to thank President Boakai for this, on this path, on this march towards modernity. You know, when I was a boy, I used to go into Monrovia. When I leave Buchanan, I still remember there used to be this toilet. The government toilet had this rushing water underneath. And I used to love every time I used the government toilet on downtown. And I would see the water running. I don't know where the water was going. And I later on learned that the water was going to the ocean. But now across our city, we got still water. Disease infested water. We still have work to do. As much as Mo Ali is working, as much as the government is working, these demands must be made by the citizens themselves. Remember, you are the government. You are the population. You own this country. You cannot counter what the city mayor is doing. If the city mayor cleans somewhere, you cannot go put trash back there. You got to demand from the city mayor to organize better so we cannot have trash in our city. I can tell you, guaranteed, there should be no trash site across the city. There should be nowhere that trash goes. There is a way to do this. So you got to demand from the city mayor of Painesville, there should be no dumper anywhere in our city. There is a way that can be done. Demand from the city mayor of Saniquelli, the city mayor of Monrovia, there should be no dumper anywhere in our city. You have to organize better. You have to put a think tank together. You have to strategize and come to the people with a better plan to uplift our society. This is your job. It is a legacy position. It's not a place for you to go and take a paycheck. It is a place for you to go and leave a good name, because when you're dead and gone, they will say, Lorena Gorto was here. She elevated the gender ministry. When she ran this ministry, our small Ghana were not being beaten in the street. She reduced the prostitution rate by 80% across our country. She made sure parents were taking care of their children. She made sure she increased the female enrollment rate across our country. These are the indicators. These are the markers that you must strategize. Build a database. Something is very simply done nowadays. And then you say to the president, this is what I've delivered to my people, and this is my next plan going forward. And then we start challenging people across the country. There must be a presentation made to your people if you're held in an agency across our country. I'm not saying this out of malice. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying this. This should be the expectations across our country. That's all we ask. That we give Liberia better to our children. Once again, man, you'll have a great weekend as always. Y'all, thank you plenty for always being here. And above all, for always loving Liberia. And together, we'll build Liberia. Or we'll build Liberia by fire, by force. Me, I want to see the first glass tower skyscraper in the middle of Monrovia before I die. What a glorious sight it's going to be. That we cut our unemployment rate 80%. Men are going to work. They're building proper Liberian family. Do you know what I mean? We got 2 parents in the home, building quality Liberian family, making sure bringing dignity back to our women, bringing dignity back to our men, and we can have proper Liberian community that is second to none globally. It is my dream for my country, and I want you to continue to join, and let's together elevate this country. Y'all take it, President. Y'all have a great weekend, y'all.
Yeah, Liberia developing. This is the Class Reloaded, the #1 online show that brings the truth. Showcasing JNB and JKK progress all across the country.
The Class Reloaded, we are online every day. Showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well,
JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we're shining today.
From Monrovia City to the other counties, development talk shake the country. We talk the truth, we don't lie. The rescue mission making people smile. Roads getting better, schools better, electricity stable, no more hoping. We see the change, we see the light. Unity Party doing things right. Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can.
Who talk the facts?
The Class Reloaded.
Who bring the vibe?
The Class Reloaded.
Support development.
The Class Reloaded.
Who better arise again?
Oh yes we can. The Class Reloaded, we are online every day.
Every day.
Showcasing progress the Liberian way.
Well, JMB and JKK, they're making the way. The Class Reloaded, we shining today. Turn up the sound, let the people dance. Liberia progress, we get the chance. No fake news, we bring the proof. The Class Reloaded, always in the booth. From social media to the street corner, everybody talking about the new order. Respect to the hosts, they keeping it real.